All
All
right.
right. I haven't really paid
Supposedly we're
attention to any.
live. We'll see. Oh, something about attention,
Oh yeah.
sir?
Oh yeah. No, I haven't really been paying attention to anything this last week for some reason. So everything's going to be probably going to appear
Paying
fresh
attention
to
to
me.
anything
So
this last week for
Ah,
whatever's going on, some reason. So everything's going to be probably going to appear
paying
fresh to
attention to
me.
anything
So
this last week for
ah.
whatever's going on. Keep,
Okay,
my
we're
son's
both
working a lot
live.
of graveyard shifts,
Oh, yeah, he's working a
so
lot of
I have
graveyard
to.
shifts?
So I'm doing a lot of overnight puppy sitting,
Oh, fair enough, fair enough.
and the puppy
Graveyard
is
shifts are
a
fun.
serial. The puppy is her grandpuppy is a serial blanket violator.
Oh, he likes to fuck blankets.
Yeah, he like bunch it. He tries to like bunch it up and hump it, but his cock doesn't come. You know how they have that retractable cock or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah, yeah, the lipstick.
Like his cock's not out. Yeah, the lipstick. Lips dick. You gotta say it right, dude. Okay, but anyways, yeah, he'll like try to bunch it up and hump it, but like his cock's not out, so like it's a weird. Like he's not actually trying to hump it, but he's doing the humping motion for some reason.
Sort of feels useless.
I suppose. You're just like, I don't know why I'm doing this, but it just feels right for some reason, so I'm gonna keep doing it.
Yeah, yeah. What was it? When I was, God, I must have been like mid-20s. We went to a KOA campground for some reason. We weren't camping. I don't remember why we were there, but they had a petting zoo. And while my mom was doing whatever business she was doing, me and my sister and my brother went over and looked at the animals in the petting zoo. It was closed, so we couldn't go in, but we could just like stand at the fence and like stare at them. And this little pot-bellied pig just kept fucking this little goat. Right? Like they were about the same size, but different species, and you could tell just like the little pot-bellied pig was just like, I just gotta fuck it. I don't know why, but I gotta fuck this thing, you know? Like,
Yeah.
And it was very entertaining, and it had a little corkscrew penis. It was very very weird.
Yeah, pigs have a weird cock too, right? Like it can move
No,
around.
the pig
like
is the one that had the penis.
Something?
Yeah, it was the. Yeah, it was the pig that had the corkscrew penis, not the goat. I don't know what kind of penis the goat had. The goat was on the receiving end and just kept trying to run away. It's just like, please stop trying to rape me.
Yeah, no means no. God damn it! I'm not playing hard to get.
Apparently not to that pig.
Trying to violate my sphincter.
Yeah, that pig was definitely wanting to violate something. That was he was feeling it.
Yeah. I don't know why, but just the fact that it's just a little pot-bellied pig makes that really fucking funny.
Yeah, it was like a pygmy goat and a pot-bellied pig, and they were like the same fucking size. I remember it was kind of entertaining because the what do you call it? There was it wasn't a llama, or maybe it was. Maybe it was a llama or whatever. It wasn't a camel. It was a llama. Came over and wanted to get its head scratched, and apparently it doesn't like getting petted for some reason. But my suspicion is that instead of having a horde of screaming children running around and having just like three like people who are just chilling at the fence and watching was less disturbing for the fucking animal. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Dude, their penis really does look like a fucking worm, dude. What the fuck?
Right? You're looking at goat dick? Or not goat dick, pig
No. Yeah, penis. A goat dick.
Oh, goat
This one
dicks,
here.
yeah.
Jesus Christ. Oh, no. Pig. Sorry. No, pig. The pig penis. I have no idea what a goat penis looks like.
Oh, yeah. So I was going to say, yeah, the pig penis looks funky. It's really weird.
Yeah, this one I found. I just posted it. It really looks like a fucking worm, dude. What the fuck? Yeah, and it kind of curls around like a spring or a corkscrew or whatever, that kind of thing.
Yeah, it is. It's weird. It's like a corkscrew. It's so bizarre. The little pygmy pig, because it was a potbelly pig, a little itty bitty pig. It was just like a little bitty corkscrew that kept coming out. And I think about it was long enough ago that my sister had no idea what was going on, and we all just decided that let's just not fucking weird her out,
Right.
Like let her
Let's
be
not
blissfully
explain what's going
unaware.
on here.
Yeah, none of us really wanted to see this, and there's no reason to be punishing her, by making her aware of it.
Not the time. Not the time for the birds and bees.
Exactly. Very entertaining, though. Just for the sake of, it was a shitty situation where nobody wanted to be there and we were all bored out of our fucking minds.
Yeah. Like, all right, this is something that's happening.
Yep, exactly. It's like, well, that's less boring than not seeing it, I guess.
Far more excitement than you would think that you'd come across at a KOA campground. Certainly.
Infiltrate the cult.
It's kind of odd that you were there not
But
camping.
I'm not sure either.
I've never heard of that
I'd rather
happening.
rely on our wits and our weapons than a tadpole that could be up to anything in there.
Oh, man.
Or maybe not.
I just fucking spaced out.
Okay.
I
haven't read any of the article.
I've been like, what do you call it?
But you've helped us
not sleeping that great as of the last 4 days. Like, I'm finally getting a 4-day weekend where I don't have to, be at work, so I'm starting to catch up a little bit, but it's still, it's like that delayed sort of, I'll be getting back to normal soon, sure. Kind of thing.
One of these days, I'll sleep again, hopefully.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey. Alright, so Sam Bankman-Fried, the FDX guy.
Oh, yeah, the guy that ripped everyone off with the thing, the what you call it,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't read the article, but the title says, Sam Bankman-Fried speaks on potential life sentence, causing, quote, net harm to the world.
We'd all feel really, really bad that he went to prison for a fucking long, long time and never got back out. That'd be terrible. What a fucking cunt.
Sure, he ripped people out for hundreds of millions, billions of dollars, but no. You gotta let that guy life sentence. That's evil.
Yeah, that's fucking...
May you keep balance.
That's not making me feel real good about that guy.
Yeah, he faces up to 115 years in prison, apparently.
Oh, what was it I watched? The thing... What is it called? I watched the thing where, the shooters, the Columbine shooters' mom or whatever, about her. I watched that YouTube video.
Yeah.
Was,
it's not her fault.
Yeah, she was...
Or her son.
She was really devoted to that whole, man, everybody but me is to blame for this thing. That was... You see why that kid was fucked up. That was hardcore fucking narcissism.
Never wanted the easy part.
Yeah. Did you see the part? I don't know if you saw the whole thing, but there's a part in there where they talk about how she sent in a different photo to I don't know, some news agency. I don't know if it was a newspaper or a TV station or something. But she's like, no, I don't like that. No, that's not a very flattering picture. Here, use this one. And sent another picture of her fucking, mass shooting son because she didn't want the bad picture to be used.
Wow. That's a pretty extreme level of tone deaf. Yeah, just not really getting... But then again, she was just letting her fucking kid, go out and do whatever he wanted. He was out shooting guns in the woods with his friends and...
Yeah, apparently there's plenty of warnings. There was the one guy that was over a year before, he reported all this shit and nobody did anything about it.
Yeah, he'd been doing
That guy
pipe bombs
can't-
and stuff.
that guy
A whole
cannot get a
fucking
TED
thing.
Talk.
Yeah,
That guy
they're
was
not
denied
getting
a
a TED
TED
Talk.
Talk.
Yeah, exactly. That guy did not get a TED Talk.
Yeah. But the fucking raging narcissist mom of the fucking school shooter, she gets a TED Talk.
Yeah.
But the guy that was like, hey, I got an idea about how we can, potentially stop this from happening in the future. And they're like, no, you don't get we can't do a TED Talk on that. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it was pretty fucking sad. Yeah, I don't know why you would do that. That was so weird that they would just be like, oh no, it's totally cool for, this person to, just, fucking shoot all those people. It wasn't his fault, and like that's something everybody needs to see, right? Like it's so. But then again, what about the rest of the TED Talks are a bunch of fucking nonsense anyway. Like they started out really good, and then they eventually got to the point where it was like, oh, this is disgusting. Like I can't. It's so political.
Yeah. No, it was a great idea, and great early on, like you said. But then they're like, no, nothing but leftist shit. Because they gave Lily Singh one. She's talking about what a fucking poor victim she is. And you're like, no, bitch.
Like, you're not a victim.
Fucking suck. And you never should have had any kind of popularity. You're fucking boring. You're not funny. So, yeah, you're not a fucking victim.
Nope. Not at all. But you know what? That's just the way fucking people do.
Yeah, she's got the right opinions, though. Doesn't matter if she's actually a victim. She can claim it with a straight face. Let's fucking put her on.
Yep. Oh, yeah. As long as you can claim it with a straight face, it's all that matters.
Alright, I'm doing a search for worst TED Talks.
Oh, that's gonna be a lot.
Let's see. Oh, BuzzFeed, I'm not listening to you. Esquire. I don't know what Esquire is, but the 10 most annoying TED Talks of all time. Let's see
The
what
10
they got.
worst ones according to BuzzFeed. Anything that wasn't extremely left-wing.
Yeah, so I'm not going with that one. What the fuck? Alright. Anytime we fucking pop up something on your goddamn website, I'm backing out. Agree to these terms. I'm like, dude, I just want to read your stupid fucking list.
Oh, yeah. Well, also, the thing is, now companies are required to ask before they put cookies on a computer. And so that's why you're getting a lot of that now. It's really obnoxious. I 100% fucking hate it. But it is one of those things where it's like...
Something's burning.
Very irritating.
Yeah, Jesus.
Cursed to put my hands on everything.
Fuck. Alright, this one apparently, as I said, there's a guy in a ponytail dressed in white linen talking about coffee and how all the coffee most people drink is terrible because it's not freshly roasted. And then apparently he's throwing coffee berries into the fucking audience. Jesus, dude. Okay.
Wow,
I mean, that's cringy. It's not as horrible as, Lily Singh or
fucking
fucking
weird choice, though. You know what I mean?
But, yeah, for sure. Apparently there was an 11-year-old kid talking anti-GMO shit. Like, 11-year-olds have, fully formed worldviews. I'm sure they're not just regurgitating what the parents told them to say or someone else.
Yeah. No, definitely not.
Of the unsleeping eyes. Grant me the
maybe it was Greta. Maybe it was Greta
Grant me the
Thunberg.
faith to face darkness without fear.
Teenagers and women on my mercy.
Hearts for the battles in this life and next.
Oh, I saw one of my least favorite kind of YouTube videos today. The ones where it's like, you're not allowed to like or dislike things that I don't like or dislike kind of attitude. It's just somebody going through and making fun of people that gave bad reviews to Baldur's Gate 3.
Oh wow.
A
All
massacre.
right.
Because it's like,
Drow and
you
goblins
don't look
slaughtered
cool,
the
you just
lot.
look like an idiot. You know what I mean? Because
Please,
it's,
just
you know,
leave
who
me
cares?
be.
Like, so somebody didn't like the game. And, like, what's the point? Like, like not
Yeah.
everybody likes everything.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like they were like mad at him. How dare you like something that I think is not terrible?
Shouting.
Exactly.
You must pay.
Yeah, I don't understand it. It didn't make any sense to me, but, you know.
Allow us peace in this plane and beyond. Teach us care
Yeah,
when
no,
we
it's
would be
I guess. I mean, unless if they're really stupid reasons or something. But yeah, just somebody saying, yeah, I didn't like it. It was terrible for me. Like, okay. Yeah, most of us would just, you know, forget about it and move on with our lives, but
You would
not
think.
that guy.
You would think.
Teach us care when we would be reckless. Teach us certainty when we would have doubt. So it is spoken.
Yeah.
So is it done.
See what else is happening in the world today. Oh yeah, did you watch that boogie video of done by
Yeah, I
Carly?
have never really
critical?
had any sort of like real interactions with the guy. Like I never watched his videos or any of that kind of stuff. So like
Yeah, I
to
had
me
watched
that
a
was
few
all
of
kind of
his
like just weird stuff that I'd never heard before. Like so I didn't realize like I
Yeah,
didn't-
no,
yeah.
he's seriously fucked in the head, dude. Yeah. Well, again, if you'd only known of him on YouTube, because at first all I knew of him was his YouTube videos, where he's like, you know, super positive and upbeat and fucking incredibly polite. But even back then, like there were other shit he did on like Twitch and other places where he's a total fucking asshole. So it was kind of like a, you know, it was all bullshit basically. Yeah, I thought that was relatively well known by now, but yeah, I love the fucking interview chick. She's like, would you really say something like that in an interview? Bring up you working in porn? Like, what, you know, what the fuck is wrong with you? Well, she didn't say that, but that's what she was saying. But yeah, he's so desperate to fucking be viewed as a victim, dude. It's very odd.
And so is it done.
Yeah, it didn't. And the part where I thought it was a little ridiculous how fucking drastic. The one guy got what's his name? What was it?
Yeah.
Push!
The Moist Critical guy?
Moist
or-
Critical got super mad about Boogie being like, I deserve this sex, you know, to get this sex worker, blah blah blah.
Yeah, it was a little cringy, but yeah, you're right. He was kind of like, yeah.
He was super mad about it, and it just didn't make any sense to me. I'm like, of course he doesn't deserve it, but I understand like where Boogie's coming from. He's like, look, I never had a
Yeah,
chance for any of
he's
this
like,
stuff.
I'm rich.
Now I got the money to make this shit happen. I deserve to have a treat. I get it. It's
Hurry! We don't
he's
have
saying
Yeah,
the
it's
part
cringy,
you're not
but-
supposed to say out loud.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah. He's saying what all famous YouTubers are thinking, pretty much. For the not all, but again,
Oh yeah,
the vast
well, and it
majority.
happens all the time. Like it's not a it's not like
Yeah,
a
Boogie's
thing
not
that,
alone.
yeah, that
Yeah,
like nobody's
Boogie's not
ever
alone
said
feeling
before.
like that.
The heat coming
Yeah.
off the door.
But yeah, the stuff you're saying for the fucking bitch going for a fucking job or whatever, it's just like, dude, how do you not? Yeah, that part was just very odd, dude.
Yeah, it was gross. I'm certainly not gonna argue on that count. But it was one of those things where it was like, all right, fucking relax, buddy.
Yeah, or the parts where he's like, I got 4 million subscribers. I can't work a regular job. That's disgusting. Like, all right, dude. But yeah, pretty fucking odd. But yeah, Moist Critical was doing a little bit of moral fagging there for sure. Sniper Wolf. Sniper Wolf. Fuck that bitch.
Oh yeah, Sniper Wolf is fucking ridiculous. That shit just gets crazier and crazier. I didn't realize she'd called Jack a fucking child molester.
Yeah, I was unaware of that. That's a fucking, yeah, that's a pretty disgusting thing to fucking do without
We
proof.
can talk later.
Yeah. Did they ever say, I didn't remember that part, but did they actually say why she thought that? Or was it just like like some fucking
Always shut.
subscriber of hers said it and she's like, alright, that's gotta be true. I assume that's what happened. Or something along those lines.
Well, in it.
I don't know. The whole thing is, I don't really understand what was going on.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the fucking Jack guy either.
Yeah, because that's the thing. I don't really know
Yeah.
much about either of them.
Further can I go?
So it was one of those things where it's kind of like, I don't really like know what's going on.
Yeah, well, he was, he was making fun of her, talking shit because of her very low effort React content. Like, it wasn't quite as bad as Jinx back in the day. I don't know if you remember Jinx from several years ago. But that guy would say almost nothing. Like, he would just be there and you'd just be like, wow. Oh, like every 5 minutes. Like, it was literally, again, not really transformative. He wasn't really commentating on it.
Yeah.
And like her, it was basically the same thing, except she would like her idea of reacting to stuff was to audibly say what it was that was happening that she just watched, without any real commentary about it. Like, wow, that guy just did, fucking whatever. But again, no real commentary on it. So I get his point. But yeah, to go to the fucking point of creating a separate fucking YouTube channel just to do the same thing, make fun of her, I guess. Like he did a Jack's Films channel just to do shitty React content at her.
Yeah. Yeah, that was kind of like, aren't you kind of doing the same shit? Like,
well, I mean, he was doing it to prove the point. Like, look, she's not really doing anything. But yeah, it's more dedication than it deserves, I think.
yeah.
Just pointing out how shitty your content is enough, I would think.
Yeah, that whole thing was just dumb. Like, there was nothing about any of that wasn't just like ridiculous.
Yeah, like I said, I understand him pointing it out. Like, she's not really doing much transformative shit with what she's watching. Yeah, and then for her, dude, at one point she claimed that people were stealing her fucking idea of reacting to videos.
Counselor.
Like, that hasn't been going on
kids
for
react
long
assholes
as-
do the same shit like fucking 10 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, well, they at least, again, were one of the first to do it back then. But yeah, it's just as ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you got people to react to stuff. Whoa, nobody would have ever fucking thought of that if you hadn't done it.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, like, yeah, it's a format, but it's a really, really obvious format. You can't really own that. You know, it's just too dumb.
Yeah, yeah.
And you.
Yeah, those guys suck. Fine Brothers, Fine Bros.
Yeah, fuck those guys. Didn't their channel pretty much, like, kind of go, like... I mean, it didn't die, because none of those really, really big channels ever die. There's always going to be, like, a small audience, at least.
Yeah,
But,
there's
like,
a floor. Once you get to a certain size, there's a floor that you're just not going to go below. But yeah, it definitely fell off a lot. But I think they still get decent views. I think they're doing fine. The Fine Bros are doing fine, I'm sure. But yeah.
Champion indeed.
But there's, I mean, at least there was people doing genuine reacting to it on their shit. You know, instead of just like saying, wow, I'm going to say out loud what I just saw, and that counts as being transformative.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was at least a little more than that. But yeah, not any of them claiming that they were fucking some innovators is pretty fucking ridiculous.
Moonrise Towers.
Yeah.
along the
So it
old
looks like they
road.
get around like
That place is
100 to
cursed.
200,000 views still. So
Unless
not
darker
what they used to
forces
get,
at work. This
certainly.
is no random attack. The
But
Grand Duke
they're
was
probably
their
doing
target.
fine. They're
Yeah.
doing all right.
I'm sure they are, yeah.
Thank you.
Trying
And
to go
should your
back.
plans falter,
Let's see.
remember the Duke's generosity.
Yeah, it's been a while. That was a while ago.
Approach
So
the towers with care.
I know there
The
had to
land
be
itself
times when they
has
were
been
doing
swallowed in
consistently
shadow.
like 1 million
I will
plus.
seek reinforcements.
Yeah,
I'm
they
just
were
kinda
one of
going
the
back to
big
their
million channels for a
Fist
while, because like that
to
used to
work.
be like the mark of the biggest of all channels.
Yeah, now there's thousands of people with fucking at least 1 million subscribers.
Yeah. The Sparky.
Yeah, they're getting
points.
like
Some of the fucking names for the weapons in Baldur's Gate are hilarious.
that's the name of a weapon, the Sparky points.
The Sparky points, and it's a like a spear, trident spear kind of thing. And it's so dumb. Like the Sparky points. I'm gonna take the Jolt shooter.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Sounds right. Doesn't that sound like really nice?
No traps, please.
Yeesh. Oh, here's the Fine Bros apology. Nice. Now save that.
Oh, how did that go over? I wonder. I imagine that did not go over well.
Yeah. No, they got fucking ripped, dude. For again
Strange place to find it.
trying to. Dude, they actually tried to. I think they actually tried to copyright the word react.
I don't remember if it was that far, but they were definitely trying to
When we would be reckless.
copyright
Yeah,
like, the
claim
React
anybody that did-
video
yeah.
concept altogether, which was kind of dumb. It was like one of those things where you're like you really,
Yeah, they're
dude,
like,
you really think that's the plan there, buddy pal, friendo, buddy pal.
Yeah, so they're like, yeah, if you see anyone stealing our format, don't stand for it. You're like, shut the fuck up, dude.
Oh yeah, they
You're not
tried to
doing any
rally
stuff.
everybody to report for them too. I'd forgotten that
Yeah.
part. Oh, that was so cringe.
Yeah. Your format, I'm like, dude. Yeah, it was so obnoxious, dude.
I'd forgotten
Yeah,
that it was
definitely
that
got
level
very
of
bad
cringe,
reaction.
though. That they was. 'Cause I remembered like they were like, "Oh yeah, we want to stop people from using our form, blah blah blah." But I'd forgotten how bad it was. That it was like they actually thought other people were gonna like assist them in reporting it, as if that was somehow like totally like the cool thing to do. Like, oh yeah, be the cool guy, like all the cool people are reporting this shit, and you're like, that's not fucking. Hold up there, pal. I don't think you get how this shit works.
Oh, here it is. Alright, I think this is it. Alright, hold on. I got the apology first, so I'm gonna post that. Since I've already got it marked. I think that was it.
That's funny.
Let's see. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's the apology afterwards. And I probably should have not have posted that one first, but whatever. Come on, share. And then I believe this is the, I haven't watched these all the way through, but this looks like the original one that got him in trouble for, again, the whole, don't stand for our people doing this basic shit that we do. That's our format. Don't stand for it, people.
Yeah, you gotta wonder like how they thought that was gonna play out.
Okay, the one guy's eyes are too far apart and it creeps me out. The guy with the fucking beard and facial hair.
Yeah.
I don't know, there's something about the way that guy looks that creeps me out. And they're brothers. It's like literally brothers. They do not look alike at all. Alright, whatever.
Yeah,
Fuck those guys.
those D&D people look a lot more like siblings than the Fine brothers do.
Oh, fuck. People suck. Yeah. Oh, did you watch any of the video with that live stream where Director X was fucking on there with I forget what channel it was on. God damn it. Yellow Flash, maybe? God damn it. Yeah, it was on Yellow Flash's channel. Yeah, the guy that did the director for that Robin Hood show, the you know, the one where they stealthily break in and steal shit with Dayglow, or not Dayglow, with like glow stick shit on their fucking helmets or on their outfits. Yeah, he was on a live stream with like Yellow Flash and a bunch of other people. It was pretty entertaining, dude.
I'll strike you down.
Oh, I bet.
But yeah, it was kind of weird, dude. Because, yeah, like, they were talking about, like, oh, no, this might, you know, kids emulate this kind of stuff. And I'm like, dude, like, yeah, fine. You know, you got a point there, too. But, like, just talk about how bad the show sucks. Like, beyond whatever message it might be leading fucking young black youth to.
Oh, yeah.
The show fucking sucks, dude. It doesn't make any goddamn sense, dude. Like, I felt like they got way too into that shit. Well, and his argument was, like, okay, so you're saying that you see this, and, like, you think kids are really gonna look at this cartoonish thing where they're wearing, you know, glowing shit when they do crimes? You're like, alright, that's a stupid point, too. Like, it's still, like, you know, people stealing shit, and you, like, justifying it or whatever.
Yep.
So, like, the manner in which you do it isn't all that, you know. So, yeah, that was kind of his attempted point the whole time. Was just saying that it was too cartoonish. And I'm like, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Either way,
for sure.
I don't know.
All I know is they were douchebags, and I didn't much care for them in general. I thought Kids React was kind of like a fun show, but I didn't like the Fine Brothers. Never really liked them, but I always enjoyed the React stuff.
Yeah, it was okay, but yeah, nothing revolutionary about it.
Yeah, exactly. It wasn't like an amazing show. It was just one of those things where, like, you don't subscribe, but once in a while a video shows up in your feed and you're like, oh, I was pretty funny. All right, cool.
Yeah, they just got in way early. Like, a lot of you know, there's a lot of shitty fucking creators that just did the shit early enough that there wasn't much competition. And they got popular.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like now, you know, yeah, if you got in like, you know, 12, 15 years ago or whatever, again, they're just, whatever you were doing, there wasn't going to be a lot of other people doing it. So you were going to almost get popular despite, you know, regardless of how fucking good or bad your content was.
Exactly. Definitely the case. Yep. There was a lot of people who got big, like, what's his name, that Gundam always likes to make fun of, Darkside Phil. Darkside Phil is one of those, like, perfect examples of that, where it's like, he was one of the first people, there wasn't that many other people to watch, so he was dog shit then, and he's dog shit now, but he has an audience because he just managed to get in before there was any real competition.
Someone like Darkside Phil, Shane Dawson, David Dobrik, like, there's no way these people would have been popular if they had gone in once YouTube was super huge.
Yeah, when there was a bunch of channels, it's like, you know, there's stuff that, like, obviously always would have been pretty cool, like, Rooster Teeth always would have been a big channel. You know, or like,
anybody that was
PewDiePie would have always been a big channel. He's just a really, like, just a really interesting guy. Like, I've never watched his videos, but he did a podcast interview with somebody that I watched, and I was like, oh, I can see the appeal. He's just a really genuinely nice, funny,
likable guy.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, a vast majority of that shit was just, it wasn't much competition, so people watched it. Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. Remember last week when I was talking about the right side of history thing, where the people doing all the race swap and gender swap shit
So it is spoken.
probably feel like they're on the right side of history.
I must keep
And then I came across that clip where that dude from Blue Beetle literally says it out loud. You're like, oh wow, okay, yeah.
Oh, Blue Beetle is... That was such a bad movie.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. Critical Drinker said it wasn't bad. It said it wasn't great. It's like, yeah, it was all right.
It was dumb. Like, it was dumb. Like,
yeah, no, I've heard the plot points, and it seems ridiculous. They're like, oh, wow, you just happen to have an uncle that can fucking jam up all the fucking security systems? Wow, how convenient is that?
It was The Magical Mexican Family. Like, the movie.
Yeah.
Like, it was so dumb because, like, fucking grandma's a freedom fighter, and she whips out a Gatling gun and starts fucking shooting people and stuff, and you're like... You could have made this so much more fun and so much more interesting without it being this fucking lazy. Come on.
Yeah, that's kind of the impression I got.
Gone up in flames yet.
Oh, fuck.
Surprised this hay hasn't gone up in flames yet.
Yeah, I was up this morning and then I fucking went back to sleep and didn't wake up till like 2 o'clock. Tiny touch of insomnia myself, apparently.
Yep. Isn't it fun? It's the best.
These things have stayed interesting. Very deep.
All right, yeah, I'm gonna eat something.
There's nothing
I
like...
made some of the...
Ooh, what'd you make?
I don't know what you call it, but basically I take like a couple pounds of ground beef. You make it with the taco seasoning, like just the generic taco seasoning packets or whatever.
Yeah,
and then you take a jar of the that salsa con queso shit, like in the little glass jars of like essentially like nacho cheese type cheese mixed with salsa a little bit.
A human.
The little glass jars you see in like the chip aisle, the potato chip aisle. So you can a couple pounds of that. You take 1 jar of that and pour it in there after you do the taco seasoning and everything. It's really easy to make, but it's really good.
Sounds good. I mean, you're going the right way. There's taco seasoning and meat. I can't argue with that.
Yeah, and then a bunch of the cheesy stuff. So yeah, so I'll just heat it up, throw some sour cream in it, jalapenos or hot sauce, something like that. I'll usually mix it in with it after the fact.
Yep.
Pretty good shit.
I like a little bit of heat too. Yeah. It's like it's why I like making. For a lot of times when I'm making a sandwich, I'll make like take some mayonnaise and mix in a little bit of soy sauce and a little bit of sriracha. So it kind of gets a little savory, spicy kick to the mayonnaise. Oh man, so good.
Yeah, interesting. I'll have to try that.
It turns into kind of odd shade of brown, but it's very tasty.
They'll be on it soon. So you're looking to
But yeah, the shit I make is super easy, dude. Because again, you're just making the taco meat, which is again just cooking a pound or two of beef, mixing in the seasoning after you drain it, and then just pouring a bottle of whatever of the nacho cheesy sauce on it. So it's super easy to make, but really good.
Oh, nice. Yeah, nacho cheese. Yeah, everything you're saying sounds good to me, man. I'm in.
Yeah. No, like I said, it's super easy to make, man. Because yeah, once you're done, browning and seasoning the meat, you just pour that thing in and mix it up a little more, and bam, good shit.
Oh man, that guy.
And yeah, sour cream mixed in with it is really good. And again, some kind of heat. So again, usually I'll either chop up a bunch of jalapenos or just put some hot sauce in it, mix it up with the sour cream and all that. So super low effort, good results.
That's not bad though.
Yeah, no, it's like I said, that's what's great about it. It's super easy to make and it tastes really good. And then I crush up
all the really good things are like that though. You notice that like really really good stuff almost always is like relatively easy to make for some reason.
Yeah. Yeah, it's relatively simple, yeah. Oh, yeah, and then I crush up tortilla chips in it, and I guess I forgot to mention that.
Yep, liking that little crunch, little good flavor with those tortilla chips. Sounds delightful.
Yeah, give it a shot. It's fucking super cheap, super easy. The ground beef is, well, it can be expensive, but all the other shit. And again, a jar of the nacho cheesy shit's cheap. The taco seasoning's like 60 cents a packet or something like that.
Yeah, it's super fucking cheap, yeah. Well, you can also do like, what do you call it, cheese soup. There's like a cheese soup kind of thing you can buy. Like a Campbell's one if you can't find nacho cheese, like if they're out.
Oh, gotcha.
For some reason, they're always out where we get our groceries. Like half the time.
Really? Just the salsa con queso type
salsa
shit?
con queso, yeah, the little jar of the like Tostitos
There's so
salsa
many.
con queso, yeah.
Yeah. There's always like a fucking like 50 of them.
Well, you're in
There's so
Arizona,
many.
I'm in California. I guess maybe that's the difference.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know why it wouldn't have more.
Yeah, Northern California, I guess, is just not as big a fan of that.
Yeah, something. I don't know. It's never made sense to me because, like, everybody likes nacho cheese.
Looks empty.
Yeah, it is pretty universal. But the next time they do, I suggest you give it a try. It's super good.
We're doing quesadillas on Sunday and then nachos on Monday. Because a
would make a
lot of
great
the stuff you
nacho-
make for
nacho
quesadillas,
sauce.
yeah. Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
I
'cause it
don't
is
think I can
essentially
do it
what
with
I'm
the
doing
nacho
is
sauce.
not-
I can do it for my nacho sauce. Like my personal
Right.
nacho sauce. But
Yeah.
we do like a slow cooked chicken and salsa thing for the quesadillas, and then also usually we'll do like a slow cooked beef, but since I'm doing quesadillas and then nachos, it's just gonna be like the taco meat but more of it. And then
Right.
people get to choose which one they want, so I can't really just add like the meat to like a cheese sauce, because some people will want it with chicken and they'll be upset. But I can add it to like my own,
Yeah. It's easy to mix up, obviously, in just your own little portion, whatever.
Exactly. I like that idea for the nachos. I wouldn't have to crush up any chips. It just, they'd
I
already
mix
be in
mine
there
in.
anyway.
Yeah, you could easily just not crunch them up to mix them in and just make it nacho style. That definitely would work. It's the same general concept. Actually, that may be better. Maybe I should just treat it like a dip. Because again, that shit gets soggy super fucking fast. If you're actually mixing
Yeah,
in the
you gotta
tortilla
eat it
chip.
quick, I imagine.
Yeah. Although it's still good even when it's soggy. Still tastes good. Yeah, maybe I'll just consider it a sauce. Or a dipping thing. That actually probably would be better. Yeah.
Yep. I've told you the potato cheese soup I make, right?
How do you feel this
I don't remember. I'm sure you probably have, but
Where
refresh
it's
my
just
memory.
like it's just you take and you caramelize a couple of leeks, an onion, and some garlic, and then you throw in some celery and some carrots and some potatoes with some chicken broth. Then then all you got to do is cook it all till it's nice and soft. Thicken it up with a little bit of roux, like some flour and stuff. And then add in like a couple of fistfuls of what do you call it? Sharp cheddar cheese. Like stir in the sharp cheddar cheese.
That's always good.
The ox tenses. Horns
Can't go wrong with
lowered
chicken.
in no direction.
Yep, and it's like a thick, hearty soup. You serve it with some French bread or whatever, and it's pretty darn tasty.
Nice. Give that a shot.
It is really good. It's so close to being vegetarian too, but chicken broth.
His
And
hide
cheese.
twitches, every muscle primed to bolt. He's terrified.
Yeah. Well, you could do vegetable broth or whatever the fuck that shit is. If you wanted to go full vegetarian or vegan or whatever. They make a vegetable broth, right?
Yeah, and you could use vegetable cheese, but I mean, it wouldn't taste good.
Oh yeah, the cheese. I forgot about the cheese too.
Yeah, if you wanted to go like full vegan, you could make it with vegetable broth and vegan cheese, but it would taste nasty because it's not real cheese and not real chicken broth. Well, the vegetable broth probably wouldn't matter.
Yeah.
I mean, that'd probably work just as good.
Yeah. But yeah, cheese. Yeah, I don't know. I've never come across
Contentedly.
a non-dairy cheese that kind of refuses to melt like real cheese would. Like it seems like
really?
it's incredibly hard to get that shit to melt. Yeah, is that just me or no? Maybe I'm just getting the wrong kind. But I've tried it before, and that fucking shit, it takes way more to melt than actual dairy, you know, regular cheddar, dairy cheese, or whatever.
Yep.
But I could just be using a shitty brand of vegan cheese or whatever the fuck. Yeah, or I think I just didn't realize it was vegan cheese until I tried to melt it. Like I threw it over chips or something, and it wasn't melting when I.
Interesting.
And then I'm like, oh, it's not actual cheese. It's vegan bullshit.
Yeah, that's
one of them.
It's like
I think that's what happened.
Here's the thing that always gets me with the vegan stuff is I don't understand the constant attempt at just making things that already exist, but worse versions. Like, why not come up with just different stuff? You know what I mean? Like instead of trying to make chicken
vegan
nuggets, make some sort of vegan nuggets that are just really tasty, but are just, you know, nothing like chicken.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. Instead of imitating other shit, just make your own shit. That's similar but different tasting, but good.
Monsters. Little
Yes.
ones and taller ones.
That would be my
The
suggestion,
shiny
you
one.
vegan maniacs out there.
Killed many.
Like, no, we gotta fucking approximate meat.
Yes. It was screaming.
It's the only way to make it.
Around its metal. I made him stop screaming.
Man.
No, man, just
Oh,
do
you
your
know,
own thing.
I was actually thinking, I'm
Do your
like, you know, you could probably make with rice and garbanzo beans and like some spices, like a really killer, like fried nugget thing that you would like, you could dip in stuff and eat. That would be like super tasty.
Yeah, there's got to be plenty of
The
ways
biggest.
to do it without just
No,
them
the
trying to
biggest.
imitate, you know, meat. There's plenty of vegan dishes that are, you know, that are good. Cauliflower, you do a lot with cauliflower.
Yeah, I did the cauliflower crust pizza a few times. Because like
Yeah, it's
with the
not bad,
keto,
right?
it's like, you know, you can't have any sort of like carbohydrates, so it's really hard to find a lot of stuff. But the it was very interesting and quite tasty. To I'm trying to think, what was it with the cauliflower and also with the chicken, shredded chicken, ground chicken sort of crust. Those were both quite good. It was definitely like a quality. Whoever came up with the cauliflower crust was really firing on all burners. Cause
Yeah,
it's not like.
I said you could pass, didn't I?
Yeah, it's not the same, but it definitely works.
Yeah, exactly. It's not the same. Yeah, but it
But
definitely
it works. Yeah, it's good shit. Yeah. Yeah, I've made like 5 pounds of this shit in the last week, dude. First time I made like 3 pounds. And then once that was out, like a day later, I went and got another couple pounds of ground beef and made it again last night. Yeah, it's nice because yeah, you can do it. You can be done with it in 15 minutes, 20 minutes. It's fucking all done, ready to eat.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, there's so much. I mean, to be fair, like the best meal for being done really fast is probably and always will be toasted cheese sandwiches. Because it's a hearty, tasty sandwich, meal, and it's always going to be the best, like, slow, quick meal, though.
Yeah, I like grilled ham and cheese.
Oh, yeah, any variation on it, like if you're doing the panini thing where you squish it, or you're doing, meat inside of it, or any of that kind of stuff. As long as the cheese is on the bread, it's going to stick together just fine. So, yeah, ham and cheese is great. Obviously, the ham's in the middle. The cheese is on the outside of, both sides. Touching the bread on both sides. Or both pieces of bread, I should say. Yeah.
Works
you gotta
well.
have cheese on both sides of the bread, for sure. Oh, what, are you savage? You don't like cheese? I don't know. Come on.
Yeah. Cheese is fantastic.
Anything of use?
Although I keep forgetting to try the mayonnaise instead of butter thing that you mentioned.
Yeah, it's interesting how much difference the mayonnaise makes in the crunch. It's a much crunchier crunch. And you'll probably never try the fruit thing that I keep mentioning, but I keep telling that to people, and everybody's just like, dude, you're fucking crazy. The sliced apple or banana.
Yeah. I think it's kind of like any kind of vinaigrettes I really like, but I think it's because I was like, I just never had them growing up. So yeah, I don't really like any of the vinaigrettes.
Vinaigrettes.
And I think it's just a form of not coming across a lot of them.
Also, like the if you're not a fan of certain flavors, too. Like, I don't know, are you a fan of like pickles and stuff, or?
I love pickles, dude.
Oh, okay.
Dill. I love dill pickles. Sure.
Yeah, because I always thought
but those
vinaigrette was kind of
vinegar.
reminded me similar of. Oh, you know what? Usually when I do vinaigrette, I make my own though. Where it's just like olive oil, like a really nice vinegar, like balsamic, and then like some mustard or some honey or something.
Mm. Yeah, I don't know. I remember trying it. Like one of the guys that had gone to rehab with was like a chef, and they had like roasted vegetables with the vinaigrette stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like it should be tasty, but yeah,
like
I could, I mean, everybody's got things they don't like. I've known people that can't stand chocolate,
That is an odd one.
Yeah, it's not what you would
Mushrooms.
expect,
I don't
for
like
sure,
mushrooms.
but yeah.
I don't like mushrooms at all.
Yeah, see, and a lot of people would look at you and be like, the fuck you mean you don't like mushrooms, bitch?
Yeah. Although, yeah, like something like sauerkraut, I love that shit. And a lot of people do not.
Oh, yeah, sauerkraut is really good. Big fan of that. I still haven't managed to make it right. Every time I want to do it, I keep getting, like, distracted or something, but one of these times I gotta make my own, because I have a feeling that it's gonna be one of those, like, magical things where it's like, oh, this is like a whole new dimension of awesome flavor.
Yeah. Yeah, my grandmother makes really good ones with, always had bits of bacon in with it, which I guess she's Polish. She was Polish, so apparently I had a friend that was Polish, so it was like, no, that's a very Polish thing to do, is have little bacon pieces in your sauerkraut.
Yeah, there was a Russian dude that did, what do you call it?
That's far enough. What's your business down here? Answer honestly and maybe we'll kill you clean.
Was it cured or was it salted? It was like a thing where it was just bacon. Like it was, but it was like you sort of weirdly jelly. No, that's not the right term for it.
But kind of chopped up, like some kind of weird sauce.
Yeah, you chop
kind
up
of thing?
like the bacon, and then you pack it in like herbs and salt and all this other shit. And then it sort of pulls a lot of the moisture out of it, and it cures it in a certain way, and then it's essentially like safe to just eat as it is, or you can cook it again.
This is Rugen.
Like you can cook it
Need
another
that
way.
logo.
Interesting. But yeah, if you've never tried that, dude,
Yeah, sounds good.
mix in a little bit of bacon with your sauerkraut.
Trade with what? Your life was ours the moment you walked
Fry it
in
up,
here.
chop it up in
But
little bits, mix it
maybe
in
I'll
with the
let you buy it
sauerkraut.
back.
Just
Our
good
job
shit.
needs doing. We've disarmed the traps. Come down.
But honestly, a lot of the store-bought sauerkraut, it's okay.
To do.
But yeah, anything that's homemade like that is really good.
Can't slow down.
There's a place up in Tempe that does, well, everything that is good. Ted's Hot Dogs. So yeah, I'll get like the Polish sausage with a bunch of sauerkraut on it. Nah, their sauerkraut's fucking really good.
Yeah, you could pretty much add bacon to anything or meat to anything and make it good. It's not hard.
Yeah. It turns out bacon's really fucking good.
Yeah. Oh, you know what's a really interesting thing if you're really into cooking and you do a lot of cooking? I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but it's called miso paste. MISO.
No, I've heard of miso soup. Is there anything like that?
It's one of the ingredients in miso soup. So, like miso soup is literally you make dashi stock, which is like a seafood stock made with seaweed and dried fermented fish flakes. And then miso is fermented soybean paste.
Traps. How considerate.
And so,
right.
and so what you do is, if you're cooking anything that is supposed to be savory, you can, like, if you're making like a meal for like a family or whatever, you can add just like a tablespoon of miso paste, and it will make it infinitely better. It doesn't really like have a super crazy effect on the flavor. Like it doesn't make it taste like Chinese food or something, because like.
It's just a nice flavor.
Yeah, it's just a
Compliment
booster of the
anything else.
savoriness of the food. It's very good.
All right. Give that a shot.
Yeah, I would definitely recommend it. It's like I made a beef stew the other night, and I threw in like a tablespoon and a half of miso paste just for the
You steal anything, Chris, you're dead.
just to get the flavor kick.
There.
Tablespoon of what?
I made them. Hey, Samaj.
Samaj, what's going
Welcome.
on?
Well, I just got up from a nap. I only napped like an hour, but it's already getting dark out.
Oh yeah, do be the time of year, sir. Do be the time of year. Winter is a coming.
I know. I hate it. It's only gonna get worse until like I was told like the 21st. I hate it. I hate it when this happens. It's like back when the day when you go to work and when you get out of work, it's dark out. It's like so you arrive when it's dark and you leave when it's dark. When do you get to see days? It's depressing when you think about it. No wonder people need to have vitamin D pills or something.
Yeah. Well, seasonal affective disorder is a thing, man.
Mm-hmm. Go out and get yourself some vitamin D pills because you don't get the sunlight.
Yep.
Yeah, what I've chosen to do is live in the desert land.
Yeah, alright, fine.
The desert plain.
I can still get plenty of sun.
Don't pretend you know what that means.
That's okay. Fair enough.
Yeah, like 9 times of the year. You have nine months out of the the why is a very real question. Right around this time of year, it makes a lot of sense.
Well, don't you cut a fine
Fair
figure?
enough.
Want your portrait
Gotcha.
done?
Like,
If
oh
you're
wow,
for
it's
gold,
November and it's
my
still
pet
90
artist will
fucking
make
degrees
you a
outside.
most heroical likeness.
Well, same reason when people want to live in Florida and all that. It's like, why would you do that? Well, it's a beautiful place, and yeah, it's hot most of the time, but it's still good.
Let's say we're
Hot
his
and muggy.
patrons, yeah?
Yeah, see, we
Found
don't
him
get the
wandering
muggy.
the wilds
We
alone.
don't get the
He needs
humidity,
protection.
so,
And if his
which does
patrons
make a
cover our
huge
costs,
difference.
Dry heat is
With
much
anyone
better
who's
than wet heat.
there.
Yes.
Yeah.
California has a
Yeah,
lot
like
of
105.
both.
Like 105 degrees here is way more manageable than
the
like
finer things don't appeal.
Florida. Because again, no humidity or whatever. It's not nearly as bad. Yeah, no, because when I went to rehab the first time, it was in Jacksonville. And they're like,
You were in
"You live in
rehab?
Arizona, what the hell's your problem?" And I'm like, yeah, but there's no fucking humidity. So like, yeah, this 90 degree shit with 99% humidity is unbearable. I feel like I'm drowning in fucking air.
Yeah. It's because you are.
Yeah, kinda.
Fucking,
Yeah.
the fucking air is so moist that you can drink it if you're really thirsty, you know. Definitely don't recommend it.
So yeah, up to like about 110, the dry heat is honestly not as bad as you think. Anything over that, it's fucking horrible. Because any breeze just feels like that blast you get when you open the oven up. You know what I mean? That blast of hot air. So yeah, anything over 110 is fucking horrible.
Yeah, that's sounds fun. I'm gonna not do that.
Yeah. But yeah, seriously, it's still way easier than, again, like 90 degrees with 99% humidity.
%.
And as long as you just don't, you just stay out of the direct sunlight. That helps a lot too.
Yeah.
If the sun's not actually shining on you, it's actually not bad.
Sun's not shining on you, it's just laughing at you.
It's mocking you.
Mocking you mercilessly.
Yeah, you better stay under cover. I'm gonna give you a fucking melanoma or whatever the fuck that skin cancer shit is.
Can't show you the good stuff till Zaris gives the say-so, mind. Friends of the Zen only.
All right, my beefy cheesy sauce is all gone.
You,
Very
the
tasty
way you
though.
handled Zaris. You're not one of her thugs. You need
Sorry,
to buy me.
that's coming through. Almost done.
Silence! I am not some
Oh, yeah.
lower city coin lad offering you a tongue.
What else is happening in the world today?
I am an artist. And
I
my
don't know what's
patron
going on.
will-
Let me see what we've got in the Discord.
Did you hear
God, they
about
look
that?
creepy. Oh, what?
Did you hear about that GOP debate going on, and that Vivek Ramaswamy was just destroying everyone?
That doesn't surprise me, because he actually seems like a smart guy.
Well, he's done pretty well for himself. It's like, I don't need to worry about nothing. I don't gotta worry about money, you know. Because he's like, yeah, fuck, I'm gonna call you all out for it. Calls out the media, calls out the host, calls out everyone else, and he just hammers it home.
Yeah?
Like
But
fuck,
he
this guy
seems
was...
to be one of those people who's not really like a conservative or a liberal so much as just somebody who's like, we're doing all of the things wrong. Let's stop fucking wasting our money and time on all this nonsense. Like, so it's labeled conservative, but I don't know that I would say he's a strict conservative. Because he doesn't really fucking play the games either, and that's probably why he has no chance of getting elected. You know, like
Yeah.
of all the candidates that I've seen, I kind of prefer him Like, I'd be totally down with that dude before I would vote for Trump or any of the other people, but I just don't see... Like, I don't see him being able to work with the entrenched corruption and get anywhere. Like, I mean, but then again, to be fair, Trump really didn't get anywhere with that either, and he was trying, so... You know, there's what are you going to do?
Well, it's going to... it would be a lot harder to call him racist.
True, that would be pretty funny. I would be entertained by that.
That is a... Yeah.
All the
Although
Democrats
he's still
are
a man.
we can't argue against voting for him because he's not a white guy. Shit, what do we do?
He is still a man, so we can call him sexist, I guess.
Oh, that would be it. Yeah, they're going to go with sexist. Oh, I didn't watch that much of the interview with the director of Robin Hood, but I thought that was silly. That he actually got on the fucking live stream with a bunch of like mediocre small YouTubers.
Yeah. Well, no, it was like Yellow Flash, and yeah, it was odd. Because it was on. I don't know how long it ended up going, but it was fucking a few hours at least. Hold on, let me see how long it ended up being. I just had it on here somewhere. Yeah, because I posted it while it was happening, but that was pretty late at night by the time I had come across it. But yeah, Director X, the guy that did the Robin Hood show, you know, where Robin's a woman and they live at the corner of the roads, Sherwood and Forest.
Besides the bleeding obvious,
oh.
he misses the sun.
Yeah, I know, right? Oh, fuck.
It's not even like... It would have been so easy. I just...
Oh, that's obnoxious.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Yellow Flash.
Oh, what is?
He made it fucking private, like, or put it behind a fucking paywall. Dude.
That's hence my phrase, mediocre YouTubers.
No, I like Yellow Flash, dude, but goddamn, that's fucking... Yeah. Like, oh, that was pretty popular. I'm gonna have to put that behind a paywall.
Oh, if it's behind a paywall,
Like,
then
if
it's
you
shitty.
streamed it live
If it's just
on YouTube.
privated and no one's allowed to see it.
Yeah, that'd be one thing, but...
Like, maybe the director was
No,
like, can you
that
please take it
motherfucker.
down, and he took it down, then I would be like, okay, whatever, but...
Yeah, it might be. I don't know, I mean, they were, it was very antagonistic for like a good 2 hours. But I mean, they got to the point where they were like actually discussing shit without just, you know, insulting each other or whatever.
Keep them alive if you can. Failing that, just...
But yeah, the guy is pretty fucking silly. Because again, I think I had mentioned it, I don't know if it was here or wherever, but like, he's a black nerd at his heart. You can tell he's just a fucking nerd that's a black guy, which has got to be a tough spot. So he has like black nerd rage instead of just regular nerd rage, I guess.
Sounds like a movie line. Black nerd rage.
Yeah, because he talks about how... Yeah, he talks about how he's subscribed to a lot. He was subscribed to a lot of these channels before fucking, you know, this whole Robin Hood fucking thing came out. Where he was, you know, subscribed to people like Yellow Flash or fucking Nerdrotic or
wait, and he made
Geeks
this
and Gamers
show
and all those ones.
And just everything about it changed his mind or something?
Yeah, it's weird. I wish I could fucking go back and watch it. It's really irritating me that that Yellow Flash put that shit behind a paywall.
Yep.
Yeah, because it was pretty entertaining.
Yeah, gotta make money when you can.
It was broadcast live. That's why it's bullshit to put it behind a paywall. If it was like a special video you made, like that had never been out, like it's weird to take something that's already been out and then put it behind a paywall. That's kind of a weird choice. I mean, do what you want. It's his fucking channel. I don't know. None of my fucking business. But
yeah, it's...
Like, I would never put a live stream that had already been broadcast to everyone behind a paywall, because who knows how many people already have it anyway. Plus, it was already free, so now you want people to pay for something that they could have got for free. It's just bad business, bad blood.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it didn't even occur to me to fucking, like, download it or something, because I didn't think it was even possible that somebody would put video that they just streamed for free.
Yeah, you know what? I suppose
Behind a fucking
for
paywall.
video that makes sense. For some other things that you could do that, like you can have a JPEG out of a piece of
there's
art and
plenty
then
of
sell
shit.
like an actual piece of art. Even though people can like copy paste.
Yeah, no,
the
there's plenty
JPEG,
of.
But yeah, that's different. But yeah.
Yeah. Well, again, I have no problem with having like Patreon exclusives or whatever shit behind a paywall that are exclusive for that. That's fine. But yeah, to take a live stream and just decide to fucking put it behind a paywall after the fact because it ended up being popular seems fucking kind of shitty to me. But yeah, whatever exclusive content that's just always exclusive content is fine.
I think that should illustrate a point. A lot of these YouTubers who claim to be politicos on one side or another, like they're just doing it for money. They would be happy to sell any point of view. I think there's a few of them that are genuine, like the guy from Nerdrotic or like Gundam are like genuine. But a lot of these other people,
right.
I don't doubt if they thought they could make more money selling the other point of view, that they would happily do so. You know,
yeah, well,
like,
remember the whole skeptic here thing. Turned out to be a bunch of them were just a bunch of lefty lunatics that just objected to one particular part of lefty lunacy.
Yep.
Like the Jeff Hollidays or the fucking Armored Skeptic or you know,
damn it.
she one had
What
herself.
about the shipment?
Yeah, turns out they were all lefty loonies too, just
Good.
slightly less insane
Reckon you won't find it here though.
than the others. Or they just objected to that one part because they didn't really give a shit, and they knew it would make them popular. That's probably a much more likely scenario of what happened. Like, I don't really give a shit about this trans stuff, but when I do a video on it, I get a lot. So I'm gonna come out against it. And let the checks roll in. Yeah, I think that was a big part of what was so disappointing about that whole situation is like, no, we thought you were genuine in your beliefs. We didn't realize you were just cashing in on a fucking trend. Well, I fucking hate Worski especially. He was definitely one that doesn't give a shit about anything.
I got my
just
own
hopping
problem.
on a fucking.
Yeah, he pros. I got my own problems with Worski. Goddamn Worski.
Yeah.
Never fucking paid me for the t-shirts.
Oh, really? I'm sorry. I don't know why I said that. Like, it was surprising that Worski would fucking short somebody like that. That is very much on brand.
Someone off? What?
Well, all right. I can sort of understand one sense because, like, okay, I did 3 t-shirt designs for him, but he never sold them. So maybe it was like, well, maybe if I actually used them, I could actually, pay you. It's like, well, maybe. We never did nothing with them. And then the excuse was, well, it was my Asian. The Asian guy had the designs. He never gave them to me. Okay, maybe. I mean, it sounds reasonable.
Yeah, most likely you just ripped you off, dude. Yeah, and if you fucking commission the art and the art is delivered, if you do something with it or not after that, still pay the fucking artist, dude. Yeah, that's fucking bullshit, dude. Yeah, he sucks. He's a trend hopping faggot, dude.
And then I did confront him one time on, I think it was Bearing, or maybe it was Magog. I can't remember, one of the other streams. I confronted him about that, and he said, yeah, reach out to me, we'll work something out. And so I reached out to him, and he never messaged me back.
Yeah, no, that's real easy to do, because everybody's going to assume, oh yeah, no, I'm sure they're going to talk offline. And he's like, nobody cares anymore. Everybody's forgotten about it. So fuck you, I'm not paying you.
Yeah, and that could be it too. So I'm like, okay, well.
Yeah, I mean, considering Worski's other behavior, I find that by far the most likely scenario.
Yeah.
I'm sure he would click when he would never had any intention of paying you.
Could be.
and just wanted to shut you up.
Yeah. I still bitch about it to this day, which is funny. There's that. You guys remember the incident with Andy Worski about when he was with fuck, who was it? Oh yeah, it was Mr. Maneker, and he had that whole thing with Hasbro. You remember that incident where he was saying
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Hasbro was like paying for like pillows and stuff, allegedly, and there was this whole legendary stream that was hilarious as hell, which was like I actually enjoyed that stream. I thought it was funny. And they portrayed, like, the whole chat portrayed Andy as if he was a psychopath heading over to Hasbro to blow everyone up. So I genuinely did enjoy that one. And there's an actual song that someone made about the whole thing that was actually popular, that people actually know. It was like an Andy Worski song you can get on iTunes, and it's a big hit song. Surprisingly, a friend of mine, who knows nothing of this drama, she knows of this song, and she's like, "Oh yeah, I like it and all that stuff." And I told her, "Yeah, I know. I used to know Andy. We used to talk. I did T-shirt designs for that guy." And she's like, "Wait, huh?" I'm like, "Oh god." Funny how the reach goes.
Yeah, he's. I think now he does a show with some guy, some fat nerd guy called PPP. I don't really know much about him, but I think they still do a show together.
Is he even still a thing? I don't know. I guess he is.
Now, holy shit, does that suck? Yeah, I don't think he has much of an audience now. Certainly not what he did during the internet bloodsport days. He's certainly not hitting those highs or anything close to it. Damn it. Yeah, no, I remember because there's channels that I watch that'll still make fun of him occasionally. Because I guess the whole thing is, I think it's some weird casino themed show for some reason. And there's like one episode where they were using the term felted, which is basically like getting, because there's felt on the tables at a casino. So felted means you're out of chips, you're you're bankrupt or busted or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But they'd use that fucking thing for every single thing they talked about during however many hours the show was. Like everything was felted, and it was so fucking cringy, dude. Anyways. Couldn't happen to more deserving guy. Tonkasa.
Oh god, Tonkasa. Yeah.
Oh, that was a wacky one. That guy was weird.
Dude, he's... yeah, that was... goddamn, dude.
I'm still surprised.
Yeah, it's so funny because I think he still does shit. Like, I think he disappeared for a while and then tried to make a comeback. And, like, yeah, everybody knows you're a huge pussy now. You wouldn't even fight Andy Worski. And that guy got knocked the fuck out by Salt Poppy. Okay, I guess that was years later. But still. He fucking deliberately sabotaged any possibility that the fight could happen. Like, it should be fine if I just sign that my name is Tonkasa, right? Like, that makes it a legal document? Even though that's not my name at all.
Yeah, that was kind of a weird thing that you just had to stop and be like, that doesn't really make a lot of sense.
Yeah, no, he obviously deliberately sabotaged it and made it impossible for the fight to happen. And after the fact, still trying to fucking pretend he's a badass or whatever. Yeah. Which I think we all knew he was definitely the epitome of the internet tough guy. That acts like tough online and is a total fucking pussy.
More for me. You've already brought me bad news.
Oh yeah.
Tell me you've got something better this time.
Yeah, I think the last time I heard from him, and he was on the Doc Griffin show or whatever.
Opened the shipment.
And everybody was like, giving him shit about the fight. And he's like, well, yeah, would you fucking show up to a fight when it wasn't going to happen? Like, trying to frame it as that instead of, like, acknowledging why the fight didn't happen because of his behavior. You know what I mean? It's a weird fucking goalpost shifting fucking nonsense.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I don't know. Tonkasaw was just one of those people that was like, he had some sort of weird issues. Like, I don't know, man. Like, that dude just was out of his fucking mind.
Now, I fell out of the loop with a lot of like blood sports and other kind of stuff a long time ago. So some stuff I just had no idea what they were. Like, who the fuck is this Ethan Ralph guy?
Ethan Ralph was like a fat child molester.
Is that what it was? See, I know there was something going on with him going on a trip to somewhere and getting beaten up. I don't know what that was all about.
If I remember correctly,
dude, he was in. It was in Portugal. At least one of them was in Portugal, where he got robbed and got beat the fuck up. But there was also one where he was in London or like England somewhere. Do you guys remember Cognitive Thought?
Was he a
He was
British
one of the
guy?
skeptic spirit type. Yes, dude. Yes.
Oh, he was the retard
anyways.
that thought we killed cows with lightning bolts in the U.S.
Yeah, he's a fucking idiot. But anyways, yeah, like I followed him for a little bit, but it was very weird because he was basically just like a Spurg with a British accent. Like he would go off on something that he was pissed off about or whatever, talk for a minute and a half, and then he would literally say the same thing like 2 or 3 more times with like slightly different language. It was a weird like fucking repeat thing he did, and it was so fucking annoying because he just a Spurg. Anyways. I think it was in England. I'm like 90% sure, but whatever happened, basically Ethan Ralph was like live streaming, and Cog was in the area. But instead of him going to confront and beat up Ethan Ralph, he paid another dude to do it. He paid another dude to fucking track down Ethan Ralph and beat him up.
Doesn't that make that like a really serious crime at that point?
Yeah, you would think so, but it was on the internet, so it doesn't somehow. Yeah, no, it's very odd and incredibly like. Yeah, I don't understand paying someone else to do it because you're too much of a fucking pussy. And again, Ethan Ralph is a short, fat little fucker. Like it can't be that much of a challenge to beat the fucker up, man. So yeah.
Yeah. Who paid? It must have cost very little to get Ethan Ralph beat up. Because let's be fair, Ethan Ralph was not like a tough dude. He was just like a big, fluffy, fat dude that just was kind of a giant wussy.
Yeah.
And apparently had a predilection towards kids. I think.
I give him that. Yeah, I'd never heard any of that, but it wouldn't surprise me. But
I remember hearing people saying it. So let me hold on. I want to make clear. I remember hearing people saying it. I don't know if it was true. So I don't want people to think like I'm saying he. I mean, I don't. Nobody cares. Nobody watches. But I'm just on the off chance. It's a rumor I heard.
It would not surprise me.
You might have just
yeah, again, it would not surprise me. He's a pretty fucking degenerate fucking scumbag. But I'll give him. Hey, at least he'd be willing to fight. You know what I mean? He's pretty much always going to get his ass kicked. But again, compared to Tonkasaw just bitching out and Cognitive Thought paying someone else to beat somebody up, he would at least be willing to fight. And I despise Ethan Ralph, but I at least have to give him that.
My betrothed, I should say. Assuming Lady Jenny still wishes to marry me.
Yeah, all of those people
there
were
was
weird.
also another one.
Falling out.
Yeah, there was something like Ethan Ralph some bitch up and then just fucking left her. And then they were like, something happened where I don't know if he was going to somebody's house or somebody was coming to his house to pick up like the belongings or whatever. But they end up getting into this fucking nerd on nerd fucking fight. That was just fucking horrible.
My patron.
Yeah.
Like I said, he fucking sucks. He's a horrible person, but he's at least willing to try to fight. I think he went to like prison for a little bit, like years ago, for like hitting a cop or something.
Oh, there's a brilliant plan.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I can't remember the detail. He definitely went to jail for, and I think that's what would have happened. Is he was like drunk and passed out somewhere, and he fucking woke up. The cop woke him up, and he ended up fucking swinging on the cop. Something like that. Again, my memory is very hazy, so maybe I'm getting it completely wrong. but I
Indeed.
like 99% sure he did go to
Split the
jail
very
for
soul.
something.
But I dare not dwell on it any longer, lest I weep.
Oh man. I wonder, you know, like
We have
if
your
it
reward
didn't
to
involve
consider.
having to watch their
Once I have
channels,
made my way safely back to the city.
I'd be curious to know how all those people
Say,
are doing
you-
now, and if they're
I
all
suppose
still
you could spare
fighting
some
with each
coin,
other and
could you?
like doing the whole.
Ease the discomforts of the road.
What was it? What did you call blood sports thing?
Yeah, the internet blood sports. Yeah.
'Cause
Dude,
that
did you
was-
see the fight that whole the fight event where Sam Hyde was doing that weird Candyman character? I think it was in Ireland.
Seek me out in the city.
Anyways, the fight happened like England or Ireland,
Beneath
somewhere
my
over there.
brush, you'll live forever.
Worski was on that card too, and
Until
there's that
Baldur's
Filipino
Gate,
dude, Salt Poppy.
I don't remember
And,
who Salt Poppy
basically,
is, but
Yeah, I never knew who he was before that. But anyways, he was a fucking Filipino dude that was known for street
oh,
fighting.
the guy that
Yeah.
yeah, Salt Poppy was the guy that did the. Or no, that's Salt Bay. Never mind.
Yeah, but anyways, those two were fighting each other, and like they did the press conference, which was mostly overshadowed by Sam Hyde because he's way more entertaining than anyone else. But anyways,
Yeah, I
Worski
mean-
was talking all this shit. He was talking all this shit about how he trained with all these Canadian MMA fighters and boxers, and he's like, "Yeah, you just wait, you don't even know." And then Salt Poppy, all he said at the end of it, after Worski was running his mouth for like 5 minutes, is, "Yeah, no, I wish Andy Worski a speedy recovery." That's all he said at the press conference. And Salt Poppy knocked him the fuck out in like 30 seconds in the actual fight the next night.
Oh, Worski actually got in the ring with somebody. That's funny.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, so I mean, you got to kind of give him credit for that. It was delusional to think he had a fucking chance against a dude that was again, pretty much famous for fucking, oh fuck. Yeah, for street fighting and thinking you have a chance. I think
That
this
is-
shows it. Hopefully this is only about 4 minutes, so I assume there's got to be some kind of commentary on it too, but we'll put that in there. Oh yeah, Adam Worski. I think that name came out of that whole Hasbro thing, right? Somehow it got switched to Adam Worski, which I think is another person. I think there's somebody else that actually goes by Adam Worski.
Well, there was this co-host who had the nickname Worski, so they were considered the Worskis.
Yeah, Chris, the Asian kid, right?
Yeah, I think that's who it was.
Yeah, I liked him.
All right,
I think his name's Chris Mang, like M-A-N-G, his actual last name. Because he had a separate channel after him and Worski had a fallout, which, from what I heard, was also from Worski's, Andy Worski fucking
Worski
stealing
is
money from him or not paying him.
terrified.
Mm.
That was
Yeah. Oh, are you watching the fight?
yeah. I couldn't resist. I got to see Worski getting punched in the face. You can tell
Fuck
he
yeah,
is
dude. It's
scared.
fucking over so fast. Yeah, for all the shit he was talking.
Yep.
You kind of know. When anybody talks that much shit, it's
He didn't
fucking
even get
scary.
knocked out. He just got knocked down and then gave up like a pussy.
Yeah. Well, I assume he knew. Like, oh, it turns out.
I
fake
wouldn't
little
really.
boxing
I wouldn't
trick.
look at either of those people if I were like, thinking about whether or not I wanted to fight them and go, oh no, I'd be really afraid of those guys. They both look like
Yeah,
just
well-
chubby losers. Like nah, they're not gonna be that big of a deal in a fight. They'll be like mad and like make a lot of noise.
Actually did street fighting, so he at least fought on a regular basis. Like, that's kind of what he was known for, was
Oh really?
getting
Okay.
into fights on the street. Yeah. Well, there's plenty of people that aren't in shape that'll fuck people up.
True,
Butterbean,
true.
anybody remember
Yeah,
Butterbean? Back in
Butterbean
the
used to
early
knock people
MMA
the
days.
fuck out. That was always entertaining.
Yeah. But yeah, he beat the shit out of him. Pretty much from the bell, from the ringing of the bell. Worski did not last long. That's right. He could have gotten up, but he was just like, "No, that's enough of me."
No, you could tell
I'm
it was
getting
like
paid
it was a
whether I
decision.
get up
It was a decision. He was just like, nope, can't do that. That didn't work out at all like I'd hoped. And he was like super like you could tell he was like
He was just trying to avoid him. He was literally like, I'm gonna dodge and
Which
get
I
your
suppose
girlfriend.
means you did as well.
Damn, it was really fast.
Truly
This
does
one's
seem
shorter
close
for
to
anybody that
the
wants to watch just the fight. I found just
wants us
the
to embrace the
just a
taboo.
fight on a short, so
Venture
that's much
right
easier than
into
whatever
the
the
heart
fuck I
of the
posted
cult.
before that.
Perhaps we truly have a
But
secret.
yeah, he's very
protector.
defensive the whole fucking time.
Or
I gotta go
we
take
walk
care of
The one
something,
time
so I might be back in a bit.
oh,
Okay,
goodbye.
and he's really okay. Apparently, I got him worked up, dude. The Salt Poppy Warski stuff. He's got to go jerk off.
Oh yeah, well they're sexy guys, I guess. No, who knows?
No, well, again, it's mandatory that anytime you have to insinuate that he's leaving to masturbate. That's
Yes.
the running gag.
Yes.
It must be done.
The running gag.
No, don't do it. Don't do it. Whatever you're thinking, don't do it, dude. Whatever you're working on your head right now. Yeah, no, I know what you were just going to say.
I was going to make a gag reference, but yeah, you're right. It's probably better that I don't.
Oh, fuck. Oh, man, I forgot I posted that video of them, Dr. Pole checking the fucking cows for pregnancies.
Yeah, that shit was funny as fuck. He just put his arm right up that cow's asshole. Like, there was no hesitation. It was just...
Yeah. Well, again, he's been doing it for decades at this point.
Yeah,
he can tell, like, fucking...
Jam that hand
He can
in
go
there
fucking...
and-
shoulder deep, and he's like, yep, 5 months. It's 5 months pregnant. This one, 2 months pregnant. So, yeah. He's definitely got it down to a fucking... to a science, if you will.
Yeah. That's what I'd call that, science.
Very scientific method of jamming your arm up a cow's ass
Booty.
to tell how pregnant they are. God damn, dude, fucking.
I wonder if that leaves like a fucking like traumatic experience for the fucking calf. They're like, I don't know why, but I'm just terrified of this hand grabbing my face for no reason. You know, because like, is there like, you know, because they
go in through the asshole. They're not actually touching. They're not.
Well, but I imagine they're touching the cat.
asshole.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're feeling it. So like, even though the hand isn't directly on it, it would just be like the impression of a hand. You know, like if that makes sense.
Yeah, I don't think they're touching them that much. I think they're just barely feeling. Be like, okay, that's about whatever big, so that's about 5 months or whatever. I don't know. I don't think the calf is thinking that deeply about it. Everything's got to be very confusing for a calf that's still inside its mother. I assume any stimuli is going to seem kind of odd, but like you have no reference points. You're like, I guess that's normal.
True.
Yeah, no, we should really flesh this idea out of what a calf.
What's the sensation?
What a guy. Yeah, what is the calf thinking? What is the calf feeling? Oh God, damn it! I scrolled up far enough to see Brett Cooper as Snow White. God damn it!
She looks pretty as Snow White. She's the prettiest Snow White ever.
Yeah, she doesn't look like Ben Shapiro in drag, like at all. It's really nice. Not off-putting at all.
Yeah, no. There was, apparently she used to do a lot of acting and stuff, so there's apparently a bunch of stuff out there with her in it. From before she was doing YouTube. So just, you know, so you know, it's out there and you might have you forced to see it out of nowhere. If anybody ever were to find it.
Well, as long as, you know, that gives Snow White might be, if she actually has acting experience. it's probably going to be better than whatever Rachel Zegler is fucking doing. If that movie
I
ever
wonder
ends
how
up
long
coming
that
out.
bitch is gonna be employed anywhere. Apparently, like
Yeah,
everybody
it's
is like,
yeah.
fuck Rachel Zegler right now. Like she lost her job with a bunch of different studios.
Yeah,
Which
no,
makes
she's almost
sense.
universally. It's right up there with like the Velma thing, dude, as far as like it's very close. It's one of the fucking biggest train wrecks of all fucking time. So yeah, and again, she still won't shut the fuck up. Like she's still fucking running her mouth over stupid shit.
Yeah.
So like I think they're like maybe if we just delay it long enough, people will forget about how horrible she is. But like you know, she can't go more than a couple weeks before she says some other stupid shit.
Yeah, and it's all damaging the stuff that she wants to what do you call it?
Yeah, to promote or whatever. Yeah,
it's doing damage to the company, and it's like not only are you know fucking destroying the film, but like you know the company is losing a bunch of fucking money too, yo. Like maybe you might want to reconsider this plan of action.
I would imagine they would probably at some point people would probably ask her like, "Hey, can you just stay off social media for like I don't know, a year and a half, 2 years, something like that? Or if you're going to post like cute cat videos or something."
Yeah.
Don't say anything. Don't share your opinions on anything. Nobody needs to hear your opinion about any subject ever. Because you are one of the most unlikable people on the planet. Because like even Brie Larson, at least the leftists still love that dumb bitch. But Zegler is just almost universally hated. Left, right, center. Nobody likes that bitch.
Yep.
Yeah, and apparently she's in the what do you call it? The Hunger Games prequel. And apparently a shitload of people are going to not watch that just because she's in it.
Oh yeah, I'm not at all surprised.
So yeah, I can't imagine her. She had a all this. I assume the Hunger Games was already pretty much already shot. By the time she ruined her fucking whatever.
Well, there
wasn't much they could do at that point. But she was also supposed to be in. Yeah, but she was also they were doing like a Paddington Bear live action thing, and she was supposed to be in that. She got shit canned from that since they hadn't started shooting yet.
Yeah. Which makes sense.
So yeah,
like,
they cut her out.
They're realizing like, oh, this person is just not a good. It's like it'd be like putting Dylan Mulvaney in the fucking lead of a film. It's just like this is not going to end up the way you want it to. You should probably reconsider. No one's going to make you do anything, but you might want to just double check that whole idea with your board of directors for your company before you put her in charge of anything.
Yeah. Oh shit. Is the Hunger Games one already out? Is that movie already released? Yeah, November. Oh no, 13th. Okay, that's coming out in like 4 days. Okay. 2 hours and 38 minutes? Holy fuck. That's a long fucking movie, dude. I wonder if they were gonna break it up, but they're like, okay, with her in it, let's just put all the parts with her in it in the one movie, and then maybe the other movies might do well. That we can keep her out of.
Yeah, maybe. I wonder if you were talking about the Hunger Games one. I was like, they kind of deserved to fail on that one just because they were trying to make like a prequel to a movie. Like, I don't think they're because like the books are out and like they're not really. It just doesn't seem like
Your actions have consequences. In this case, a violent confrontation.
Yeah, I don't know. I watched the Hunger Games. My ex's daughter was really into it. So I don't know. I watched the first one. It was okay. I don't know. It wasn't horrible. I didn't hate it. I didn't watch any of the other ones, but so I can't speak on those. But it was the worst movie.
No, probably not. But
It's an interesting universe they created there. With the whole, there's food shortages everywhere, but we do this fucking deadly competition to see which zone gets food this year or whatever. The concept isn't the worst. It's something you could imagine actually kind of happening. Yeah, I'm definitely not ever watching anything Rachel Zegler's in.
Got it.
Not even pirated.
do not blame you.
Ready.
God damn, shit. Yeah, it's very odd because I have a preference for Hispanic women, and I fucking find her just like not attractive at all. And that was before I knew anything about her, so it's kind of like, oh yeah, no, she's horrible, so I fucking think she's ugly. Yeah, somehow she's not my type, despite being Hispanic, dude. Half Latina.
Hispanic, you like Hispanic women? That's so weird. Who would have ever thought?
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely up there. They're definitely my favorite. Along with Asian women with curves is really fucking hot. Doesn't happen all that often.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's not a super common feature of that particular race.
Yeah, yeah. The other one is again like white girls with like black hair and blue eyes, which is also not all that common.
White girls with black hair
So it's
and
probably
blue
the rarity.
eyes. Yeah, that is a weird
for some
combination. Yeah,
like a good Sumerian woman. Conan's like dark hair, blue eyes. Yeah, in that fictional universe, there's a whole race of them.
Find a route.
Very tough-minded peoples. The Liber King. People still talking about the fucking Liber King? All right.
Yeah,
I guess
that one blows my mind too. Like you're definitely not. Yeah, you're in good company when it comes to the like. Yeah, like what the fuck is that thing still going on?
Yeah. Yeah, the fact that he tried to claim to be all natural is really fucking funny.
Breathe deep.
Like, did anybody believe that?
Yeah, you gotta wonder about that
get
one.
That fucking physique. Yeah, it turned out he was on more steroids than almost anyone on the planet. What a shocker!
Look at him. I don't understand why people were shocked on that one. Like that was one of those ones that blows your mind, where you're like, everybody fucking knew, like right? Like nobody was surprised.
Yeah, you just eat like a pound or two of raw fucking beef liver, and you work out, and you can look like that. No extra testosterone or steroids needed.
You're not gonna like this, mate.
All natural. Oh fuck. Yeah. Yeah. I assume there are people that just want to believe so bad. You know what I mean? They're gonna say, "Oh wow, no, I guess."
That makes sense. I can see that. Where they're like, I can totally achieve this. Yeah, that makes sense. I see what you mean.
Yeah, so it's kind of cruel for him to claim that for so long, because obviously it's fucking impossible.
Yeah, no, he was on every steroid on the planet. I that was one of those things that was kind of funny, and just the respect of like, it's like what do you call it? Another one of those would be when Elton John came out as gay, and everybody's like, yeah, we knew. Like, you didn't need to tell us, dude. We were all really, really fucking aware of this. Nobody is surprised.
Right.
Like, not.
Yeah, we've
none.
seen you in
No,
real life,
zero
sir.
surprise, sir. Zero surprise.
Yeah. We have eyes and ears, and nobody is surprised.
That was definitely one of those ones where you gotta take a minute and be like, you gotta be joking, right? Like, you can't be that fucking crazy.
Is he bi? I think he might. Is he bi or just? I think he's bi, right?
I honestly don't know, don't care. I mean, I'd answer if I knew, but I just genuinely, I have no idea, like none whatsoever. Never paid that much attention to it, because like I already kind of don't care a lot about celebrities and their weird sort of like cult that gets, you know, up and around them, where everybody's like, oh, we gotta fucking worship this motherfucker, blah blah blah. Like that kind of stuff has never really had any interest for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I assume like by my early teens, I kind of realized that they're just people. They happen to be famous, but they're still just fucking regular human beings with some talent that makes them famous.
Yeah, it's like
but again, still just people.
It's like I like my family, but I don't really honestly care to keep up with most of them. Like they're all right.
Yeah, no, I'm the same, dude.
It's like I'm not gonna. I don't even really want to go every year for like Christmas and stuff. Just like every couple of years, check in and make sure people are still alive. All right, cool. I guess I'm happy you're not dead.
Nice seeing you. Yeah, see you again in 2 or 3 years or whatever. Maybe. Yeah. No, I've got siblings that I live in the same house as. That fucking strangers probably have more of an idea of what's going on in their life than I do.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. So celebrities are just like, I do not fucking know that much about any of them. I mean, I've heard like the same rumors that like everybody's heard. You know, like Keanu Reeves and Jerry Seinfeld are supposedly really, really super nice to their fans. You know, things like that. But, you know, like that's still...
Yeah, that's nice. It's good to know that there are some famous people that have stayed relatively grounded.
What's his
Depp,
name?
I mean,
the guy that does... What do you call it?
He's a pretentious douchebag, but he's likable.
What's his name? It's one of the guys that does Spider-Man.
Yes. What do you call it?
What's his name? Is it Garfield?
Tobey Maguire, Tom Holland.
Tom Holland.
Garfield.
There we go. Tom Holland.
There's Andrew Garfield, Tom Holland, and
it's Tom Holland.
Yeah, the British kid.
Yeah, Tom Holland. Is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, he's supposed to be a pretty nice guy.
Don't know much about him, but I watched him in an interview, and I was like, oh, you know what? Now that is a thing I can respect. And he was talking about, he's like, I don't go to the parties. I don't mix with the people. I don't bring my girlfriend out where everybody can see her on camera, and I don't expose her to the press. This is my job. This isn't her job. And I don't want to put her in that position. And I prefer to just treat this as a job that I go and I do, and I make my money, and then I go and do my own thing. He's like, a lot of people want to make this into like a lifestyle, this being an actor, and stuff like that. And he's like, no, I just want to, make my money and then go home and hang out with my friends that I used to know when I was, when I lived in my neighborhood and that kind of stuff. He doesn't do it seems like he has a relatively good head on his shoulders. I don't know, like, maybe I don't agree with
Yeah.
his politics or something. Like, that's probably, probably something we disagree with. He's probably like a lefty guy and all that kind of stuff, because Hollywood just sort of like breeds that sort of thing. But I was like, I can definitely respect somebody who's like, I'm not going to expose my wife and my girlfriend to this because they don't deserve it. Like, that's not something I would put on somebody.
Yeah, there's definitely some people that are just want to be famous, and there's some people that love that kind of shit, and there's other people that just enjoy act and don't fucking care to be famous at all.
Yeah, they like the acting part of the acting, and that's all they really want to do.
Anyway.
Makes sense.
I'm doing the ethereal, was it the Ethereum Forge in Skyrim? You remember the little Ethereum, that blue glowy stuff?
Yeah,
I don't remember.
vaguely.
Okay, yeah. You can make it into a crown, a shield, or a staff. All right, let's see. The crown allows you to use 2 standing stone abilities simultaneously. That's pretty good. The ethereal shield makes enemies become ethereal if you bash them. Oh, no, because then you can't hit them either. Fuck that. That's stupid. Ethereal staff summons a dwarven spider or dwarven spear for 60 seconds. I think I'm gonna go with the crown. Probably looks cooler anyway.
Yeah, that's the key right there. What looks awesome. Because in that game, like, sooner or later you're going to have to get rid of everything and just be like in one specific set of whatever. Like, like if you're a light armor person, there's like what is it? Dragon Scale is the best you can get. If you're a heavy armor, it's Dragon Bone.
Yeah, I usually go with the Dragon Scale. It's still really good and doesn't weigh nearly.
Yep. Yeah. Usually it's the Dragon Scale because you want to have a lot more room to carry around all the stuff.
Yeah. Or actually, I think all the Housecarl people, like when you buy a house and Carl, like Lydia and Breeze Home. I forget. I just finally bought the one in Solitude. I forget the bitch's name, but I have her with. Hold on, let's see where's she at. What's her name? Jardis the Sword Maiden. Jordis the Sword Maiden. But yeah, any of those, and it may be other followers too. But even if you've already overlooked them, if you say, if you give them the "I need you to do something" command, and you tell them to pick anything up, you can do that in unlimited amount of time, no matter how much fucking weight. And they won't be over encumbered or whatever.
Oh, that's kind of nice.
Yeah, you can load them up. Oh yeah, I loaded this bitch up with like, because especially in the Dwarven ruins, like there's so much shit that you can melt down for, into Dwarven ingots or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and there's the one that's like solid Dwemer metal, but they're like, you can make like 5, you can smelt it down to like 5 ingots, Dwarven ingots. But it weighs, like, each one weighs like 25 fucking pounds. So it's a lot, obviously. But yeah, you can just keep telling her to pick those up. I had her last night or night before, whenever I last played this. Over 2,500 pounds of shit by doing it that way. And again, no problem at all. She'll just keep picking it up. It's actually why I sent Serana back to wherever the fuck she goes. Huh. I think Dawnguard, if you sign. She goes either to the castle or Dawnguard, depending on if you sided with the vampires or the Dawnguard. But anyways, yeah, you couldn't do that with her. You couldn't tell her to pick shit up. She's a fucking, for whatever reason. Well, yeah, I know at least those two. So yeah, Lydia's the Housecarl or whatever in this Jordis, the Sword Maiden, is the one in Solitude, Proudspire Manor or whatever. But yeah, anyways, I haven't tested any of the other ones yet because I haven't gotten the other houses yet. But
I always like that sort of system. It's like, you killed a couple of giants. I guess we'll sell you a house. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. Is that what everybody had to do? Did Grandma fucking stutters a lot down in the fucking corner? Did she have to kill a fucking dragon to get that goddamn house? Fuck's wrong with you people? Why do you think it's so hard?
Most of it is just you have to help at least a certain amount of people in the town for a lot of them. If I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Yeah, and Falkreath for sure, and that's one of the ones they're like, yeah, if you help out enough people to live here, whatever stupid shit.
With haste.
Shit, is that? Holy shit!
Watch how you go.
I gotta turn this. There's a bunch of steam going on in the Ethereum Forge area. I'm gonna turn those off, and probably something's gonna attack me, I assume. What do you want, fuckers? Come on out with it. That didn't do anything? Okay, but yeah, that's usually the thing. It's like, if you help at least 3 of my fucking people, you can thane and you can buy land. You're like, okay. Oh, where are the Guardians of the Forge? Oh,
Don't touch me.
there's a couple. I've almost got my enchanting up to fucking... I think it's like 95 or something like that. So yeah, that one becomes very game breaking. Once you can do dual enchantments on any piece of whether it's jewelry or fucking art. Once you can put 2 enchantments on everyone, it gets pretty ridiculous.
Yeah. It's like, oh, don't worry, this sword just paralyzes that person and then gives me their life points forever.
Yeah. But yeah, it's so easy to, because you're like, alright, I'm going to have this helmet with, it's going to advance, give me a high archery, and I can breathe underwater.
Hell yeah.
That's a useful fucking thing. Although, again, there's very little area, like, probably, what do you call it, the breathing underwater, like, you can get a necklace, or a fucking, or a ring. So, I mean, again, super lightweight, and you can just put that on fucking,
Yeah, previous Elder Scrolls games had more, like, content underwater. This one has, like, fucking nothing. There's like a few missions where you have to swim, but it's never for very far or underwater all the way. You know, it's like you're swimming with your head out, so it doesn't really matter. But like the previous games had a lot more stuff. The only things is you can find materials that you can use for like potion crafting. But I don't remember if they were like particularly useful, like the Nordic barnacles, the pearls. And, like, you can always eat the clam meat, I guess. Just, like, eat it to gain health back or whatever if you really are desperate. Or use it to cook into food.
I never cooked food. I don't think I've ever cooked food in Skyrim.
You could get temporary buffs.
That's what my engine's made of. Hang on to that.
Oh, yeah, I think I read something. There was, like, it was something to do with stamina, where you could, fuck, I don't remember what it was, but it basically, you could essentially continue to shield bash because it regenerated your stamina faster. And I guess with shield bashing, if you have any stamina at all, you can do it. So, like, there was one that gave you, like, 5 minutes worth of, essentially being able to shield bash constantly. So that's kind of useful.
Shield bashing is pretty handy if you're using a shield.
Oh,
yeah,
fuck.
That is
Centurion. Oh.
Very useful. ability.
Yeah, I've never. Yeah, rarely. Other than trying to get my blocking to 100, I've very rarely ever used a shield.
Is tiny, and
I will say, like, you know, once you really get the hang of it, it's actually pretty decent. But you know, I mean, how much time are you going to spend learning that when the archery thing is so much easier? Like,
yeah,
being a
the stealth
sneaky
archer
is not, yeah.
Yeah, the most popular builds for sure.
It's like the only build where like it's even worth doing in the game because it's so OP.
Don't give up now.
Yeah,
like even the last guy is super easy if you fucking what do you call it? You know, if you're like sneaky and you're hiding somewhere, you can do a whole lot of extra damage like way before you even start the fight, you know, even sometimes. You know, before they're aware of your presence to fight back, I should say. I wonder if you could one-hit the big boss if you used like Mehrunes' Razor.
Yeah, it's just what, like a 25% chance of a instant kill.
Yeah, you can one-hit
yeah,
dragons that way if you're sneaky. It's pretty satisfying to one-tap a dragon if you sneak up and stab it with a dagger, because you like, in your own mind, it's like, well, clearly this would never actually work. That's insane.
Right.
Because, like, how could a beast this large have scales all over it that I could cut through so easily? And it just seems like that would be a firmer body than that.
Yeah, you'd think. Yeah, plus, again, for the size of a dragon, it seems like those wings are not give it enough lift either. Although, from what I understand, physicists say that bumblebees shouldn't be able to fly. So.
Yeah, that is one of those things that they're not supposed to be able to do. I don't.
And also that people shouldn't be able to ride bicycles and stay balanced or something. Yeah, physics is a little weird sometimes. Like, well, it's obviously possible. People have been doing it for centuries, or at least a lot of decades.
Not bad.
So you should probably be able to figure out how to explain that mathematically.
Start calling people pussies.
Yeah.
Or what is it? It's calling them a bitch. You're a bitch.
Just call them nerds. Yeah, they're physicists. Just call them nerds. That's adequate, I think.
Oh, what was
Figure
it?
it out, you fucking nerd.
Speaking of like using the correct term, kind of thing. What was his name? The guy that thought like fucking cows were killed by lightning bolts.
Yeah, cognitive thought.
Because he was the British dude, and he was like, "You guys are so savage in the U.S. You kill your cows with lightning bolts," and it was like, "Okay, like, please say that shit again, because I want to fully appreciate how insane that sounds." Because you sound like
flesh that out. How do you think it works?
Yeah, it was
You're an absolute fucking moron.
More details, because this is.
Yeah, I need you to elaborate on what you're thinking right now. What you're. Oh fuck, that is pretty fucking funny. Like, have you not seen No Country for Old Men? Like, that's that. I'm pretty sure it's that thing.
God damn.
So it's a bolt. I think they do call that thing a bolt.
Oh no, it's called a bolt
cow's
gun.
brain.
It's called a bolt gun because a bolt is what pops out the front and kills the cow. But it's like a pneumatic like bolt gun that pops the bolt out and smashes the brainstem
right
off the base of the brain, so that there's no time for pain. It's as close to
Yeah, they
painless as
just die
possible.
instantly.
And they die really, really fast because they don't want the adrenaline in the meat.
Nah. Oh, is that it? So it
Yeah,
wasn't even
yeah.
like
If
a humane.
you
I should have known. I should have known being humane was secondary to something else, I guess.
well, I think it's legally required for like humane like purposes, but
It also keeps the meat from
Even after
being too fear flavored.
yeah, like the muscles get tougher and the meat's not as tender and not as sweet. It's a little more bitter when the hormones get in there. And I think if you get like they gotta wash all the meat anyway, and that will help with it a little bit because like, but it's one of the reasons why like hunters and stuff are so keen on hitting a deer in the heart as quick as possible. Is because then the deer will just drop really quick, and they can go and get the deer really fast without having to take it anywhere, hang it up and bleed it as quickly as possible to get all that adrenaline out as fast as they can. Because that's a big factor in the quality and the flavor of the meat. Which is why a lot of roadkill goes to like soup kitchens and not like to whoever killed it.
Yeah. Interesting. All right. I think the crown has got to be the way to go, right? The Ethereum crown?
Sure.
Maybe I should just keep the crest. The crest looks pretty cool. You can't do anything with it. It looks very pretty, though. And it looks like it's essentially a Dwemer cog with like that blue shit in the middle.
Huh.
Like those, I'm talking about the cog wheel things that you find in all the.
Yeah, oh yeah, I know what you mean.
Fuck, man.
I haven't played Skyrim in a very long time, but like
things.
some things you're just not gonna forget because those things were fucking everywhere. And there was
yeah.
What was it for
one
the
quest where you needed like kind of
one of the there was a few different people that wanted those, like Dwemer cogs and Dwemer gears and shit like that.
Yeah, there was somebody at the college that needed like 10 of them. I know that.
Yeah, there were a couple different quests.
Yeah, that was the only thing I remember.
There was in the college, and then there was also with the Dawnstar people. There was some sort of thing where you would get them Dwemer stuff. I don't remember if it was the gears, but... And then there was the guy who wanted all the Dwemer, like, artifacts at, the one town that was way up in the mountains.
Yeah.
All the way on the northern western side of the mountain. Yeah, he would buy, like... Well, he wouldn't buy anything, but if you just happened to pick up a dagger that was dwarven, or, like, a bow, or a sword, or an axe... You just should keep them for like a couple of in-game days because sooner or later he'd send you a little message that said, "Oh, you seem to have found this really important Dwemer fucking axe. Can you bring it to me for like 500 gold?" And you're like, "Shit, yeah. This thing's worth like 10 gold if I sell it now." Yeah, that dude.
Yeah, Calcelmo in Markov. Yeah, he's like one of the basically a wizard, I guess. Yeah. It's in Markarth. There. Oh yeah, I posted the Ethereum crest. Like that is pretty cool looking.
Oh, everything in that game was beautiful, man. They really did great.
Yeah.
Baldur's Gate has a similar feel, but doesn't have anywhere near as many glitches.
Nice. Oh, did those dumbasses actually make a game that when they launched it? What a bunch of fucking
Baldur's
suckers.
Gate is okay. So it's interesting. Baldur's Gate is made by a relatively small company. They're not a big company. They're like a medium-sized developer. And a few of the things they're known for, specifically, is they're known for They don't do DLC. There's no DLC. There's no add-ons. None of that kind of stuff. They just put out a game that works really well from the get-go.
Just kind of leave it at that.
Yeah, and then they make the next game. Like, if you want more, they'll make a sequel. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, oh yeah, well, we can make another game. Which is I really appreciate. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, they're definitely out the way. Game developers normally operate. You said Bethesda's pretty fucking notorious for it. Yeah, who cares about the bugs?
Cool.
Yeah. Bethesda's like, now the community will fix it. Just put it out with all the game-breaking fucking...
Yeah, it's one of those things where, like, it's genuinely refreshing because, gee, should I take this elevator into an abyss? Yeah, right after I saved the game.
Right. Let's see what happens. I'll just reload if it turned out that way.
Yeah, oh yeah, no, save game is, in Baldur's Gate, it's F5. It's like you just press F5 and it quick saves for you, and it's got its own little save and it won't go away for a while. Is, you need to quick save often. Because, like, shit is around every fucking corner. So, like, I just went through a little village that I didn't even know was there the last time I tried to play through the first chapter. Like, you save this lady from a burning building, and then her mercenaries are like, hey, go save this guy. They took him over to where you're already headed anyway, so you can pick him up on your way there and back. No big deal. And, they give you, like, a lightning weapon, and then you leave and you go, but, like, oh, wait, I just noticed there was, like, this little underpass on one side, and if you throw a bottle of water on it, the fire goes down for long enough for you and your party to run through into this little area with like 4 or 5 little buildings, right? And then I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. So you go and you loot the buildings, you make some loot, and then you're like, oh, there's a wizard hiding in a room in a big building full of explosive barrels, and he wants to throw fire spells at me. So you go in and you have to, like, persuade him to not fight. Be like, hey, dude, we're not fighting. I don't even know you. Why do we, no reason. Like,
yeah,
the goblins that attacked your village, they're all gone. The mercenaries are all gone. It's just you now, and there's no reason for you and us to fight because we've never met. You know? So you do that, you get him to stop fighting you, and then you take and pick up all the fucking... loot and stuff like that, and then you go and you find this, like, he's like, oh, by the way, there's this secret group of black market merchants hiding in the basement if you want to go down through the trap door, and then there's like a bookshelf with a hidden door behind it. Here's the key. You go ahead and buy whatever you want, man. Thanks for telling me everybody's gone and that I don't have to be afraid anymore. Right? So you go down there, and then you, like, you know, hang out with the merchants, and they're like, hey, we have this slave artist. Do you want us to, like, make him paint your portrait? Like, haha, it'll be funny. And you're like, no, that's cool. And you do your little trading, and then you're like, yeah, all right, so we're just going to kill these guys because they're bad. They're black market merchants, and they have a slave, and, you know, you're playing a good character if you want. You could do the exact opposite of what I'm doing. I'm just playing my first playthrough as, like, a noble paladin character. Like, later on, I'll go back through and play, like, the evil stuff. You know, do all the bad things. But, so you save you kill those guys, you take their shit. They were looking for a shipment. I thought it would be funny to take their shipment, which was an iron bottle, and throw it at one of them. But it turns out that activates it, and a beholder jumps out. I don't know if you know what a beholder is.
Wow.
But it's a giant fucking eyeball monster with, like, way more hit points than anybody on your team has, and is really, really hard to kill. So you and the merchants kill that together, and then the merchants are like, we don't like you, we're going to kill you, which is not surprising. Because you did just throw a beholder at their leader. And so then you go down and you kill them, and then you're like, oh, there's this other little side tunnel. And you go down there and you're like, why are there a bunch of fucking wolves and warriors down here that want to kill me? Well, I guess I'll murder them too. And then there's another little side, and it's like down into another fucking elevator into the depths of wherever the fuck this is going.
So just non-stop fucking shit happening.
There's just so many random little side things that happen here and there, and there's things you can miss. You know, if you miss a little side road when you're going to see like the Druid Enclave in the very beginning. Oh, it's another entrance to the Underdark. Okay. The Underdark is a giant underground cave system that like traverses the entire land of the D&D established D&D world. Because like when you play Dungeons & Dragons, you can either make up your own world, right? Like you and your friends just make up from scratch like an entire like world of your own. Or you can go with like, they already have like established cities and countries, and you can just pick an area that's already kind of worked out like what kind of stuff is there. And build with that instead if you just don't want to, you don't want a completely blank canvas. And Baldur's Gate is set in the already established D&D world where they have all these other missions that you can buy that walk you through all this other stuff. And Baldur's Gate is one of the cities in the Dungeons and Dragons worlds.
Alright. So it's kind of like Blackreach. But it sounds like it's way bigger than even Blackreach is.
Yeah, it's Baldur's Gate is like one of the two biggest cities in the lore. What is it? Waterdeep, and oops, that was dumb. I accidentally picked up the chest instead of lockpicked it. But and so this whole thing is you have a mind flayer parasite implanted on you in your brain, and you and a group of people that all have mind flayer parasites because you happen to get kidnapped by the same mind flayer ship.
Right.
You're all understandably saying, I don't want to turn into a mind flayer, so please, we got to find a way to get rid of this. That's, this is no bueno. And so it's like this big long mission.
Of the mind flayer somehow.
Yeah, exactly. And I've only gotten like through the first chapter so far, and then I decided to start over and play with like a different build because I realized like long-term a druid is kind of not going to be a lot of fun. Like it's just there's not a lot of reason to have a druid. It's not like you can get animals to like help you attack people or anything. It's kind of silly.
Not a lot of perks to being a druid, huh?
Yeah, and you don't even get like like you can't talk to animals like with you unless you cast a spell, and then you're wasting one of your spells that you could be using for better things.
Right.
So it's kind of a waste if you do it. And then, I mean, it's fun because you're one of the big things is there's a big druid enclave that you have to deal with one way or the other. But as far as like everything goes, like gameplay, like everything is really smooth.
God, what's happening?
I've run into some glitches here and there. And there's some things that are kind of like just poorly designed. But hopefully they'll get fixed over time because they're committed to like fixing things. They've been fixing things. So unlike other game companies who are like, oh yeah, that's definitely broken. No, you're right, that's broken. Why don't you buy this DLC instead of worrying about that being broken though? You know, where they like just never fix anything? Like these people actually fix shit. So there's already a bunch of glitches that have already been fixed that I read about and I'm like, ooh, that's kinda nice. I'm pretty happy with that.
Careful.
Yeah, that is refreshing that a company is not super fucking greedy.
And there's a few
and be like,
things...
oh no, we could, but there's no money to be made by, having our employees fix this shit. So you guys do it, and yeah, here's some DLC that also has game-breaking glitches that you're going to fix because you can't help yourself.
Yep. And then it's got some of the things.
You can listen all you want, but it can get the hells out of my head.
Sorry, one of the lines was good. One of the things that's really nice, like ease of life thing, is you can. So when you open like a chest or something, right? You can highlight groups of items and choose where they go. So you can click on each item and like with your you hold down the control button and you highlight all, like 3 or 4 different things. And you can do a thing called pick up and add to wares. So all the little things you pick up that are like just there to be sold as loot. Like there's absolutely no other purpose whatsoever to them. You can just right click and pick them up as wares, and then when you go to the shop, you go to the guy and you go click the button that says sell all wares, and it'll tell you how much money it's worth, and then you can click that button and all of those junk items move over in one click of a button and are sold, and you don't have to sit and fuck with it, right? So that's really nice.
Yeah, that sounds incredibly convenient.
The other thing is you have 4 people, right? Your 4 characters. Your main character that you make from scratch, and then NPCs you make from scratch, or NPCs that you find playing the game, right? So, one of the things you can do that makes it a lot of fun is you can right click on an item in a box, like so you find, like, say you got like a thief guy and his main weapon is daggers, but your main character is like a fighter and you don't want to use daggers, right? You can use a sword, but you find oh, there's a fucking minotaur down here. Oh, fuck that, that's cool, I'm gonna kill it. But like you find a really nice dagger in the box, and you're not going to sell it. You want to actually do something with it. You can right click on that item and send it to that person from the box. You don't have to like put it in your inventory and then open inventory and then move it over. You can just be like, oh, this dagger would be great for Asterion. Right click, send to Asterion, and it goes from the treasure chest to his pockets. And then you can also pick up series. You can pick up like all these other, they're all over the place, little pouches and backpacks, and use those to further separate out shit in your inventory, right?
Yeah.
So like, say you got one backpack and you put all of your spell scrolls in that backpack, you'll still have access to it in combat. Like it'll still show up on your combat thing exactly the same way, but like you don't have to see it in the inventory as like a separate thing.
That sounds very convenient.
It is. This game was very well designed. It is. There's so far I have not found any real downsides. There's a few things where like the UI is not particularly well set up, where like it won't give you it should give you a clearer indication that like say you're picking to cast the arms of Eldar or something like that. Like your warlock is going to cast a spell that's going to summon the dark squid-like arms of Eldar. And
wait, is that the actual name? The dark squid-like arms of Eldar?
No. But it's like they're like a bunch of tentacles are going to pop out of this character and then hit everybody really hard.
Okay. I was like, man, that's a really wordy thing to name something.
Yeah, it really is.
I gotcha.
But it's like the Arms of Eldar. I think it's called the Arms of Eldar.
Yeah. All right. That sounds better.
About time.
Well, yeah, good for them. What's the name of? Do you know the name of the developer?
The developer?
Yeah, what company is it that made the game? It's fine. You don't. Yeah, if you don't know, it's not a big deal, dude. I can look it up. I just
No,
thought I'd bring
it
up
should
that.
be in Steam. I don't know why it's not.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll look it up.
Oh, here we go. Store page. Duh. Oh, there's also, like, you can choose to play, like, different difficulty levels, like, so easier and hard. Larian Studios, they also have 2 other games out. Divinity and Divinity 2, which are similar style games. Like, they were, like, D&D style board games that they made into video games.
Yeah, right on.
Oh, they apparently have a bunch of Divinity stuff. Okay. But there's like, the thing is, this game is so massive, too. It is fucking insane. Like...
Yeah, for, like, a smaller studio, it sounds like they really packed in a lot of fucking content, man.
I have 65 hours in, 66 hours. I still haven't finished the first chapter.
God damn, dude, that's fucking
awesome. And there's 3
awesome.
chapters. So, like, it's intense. And it's all really interesting. Like, you're gonna go rescue the head druid from the druid's grove to save the druid's grove. You gotta rescue him from the goblins that had took him to their goblin city. You meet the local coastal hero, the Blade of the Coast. He's a sorcerer named Will, and he casts magic and slings blades. He's really good. And he's hunting down this demon named Karlak. So you go find Karlak. Well, it turns out Karlak's not a demon. She's just a nice tiefling lady who was kidnapped by demons and forced to fight in their wars. So now you can get her as a companion. But then Will has to be punished by he turns out he made a deal with, like, a devil, and he gets turned into a tiefling. So now he's, like, part, demon, and that's what he hates the most in the world. And it's just all these wacky shit. You get a vampire rogue that's going to help out. You get this crazy dragon rider lady who wants to be a dragon rider, but she's like, she isn't that high in their ranks yet. But she hates everybody. You get an evil cleric that's working for the goddess of tricks and trickster stuff kind of thing. There's a wizard.
Yeah, really well fleshed out, sounds like.
A wizard that has an addiction to magical items. You have to give him magical items every so often that he absorbs them, or he'll, like, erupt in magic and destroy, like, a giant area like the size of a city.
God damn, dude.
Like, and it all makes sense. It's all really well written with backstories, and they're fun characters, and they're interesting to get to know. Like, it's actually interesting to walk around your camp, because you can go to your camp at any time you want from anywhere as long as you're not in combat. So you can go and, like, walk around your camp and, like, talk to the other players and, like, have interactions, and you can even have other characters walk around and chat with each other. So, like, you can take over your rogue and then have him go talk to your wizard, and he'll be like, "Hey, what's going on?" It's weird. It's crazy. I think, and you can have sex with all the characters, of course, because
yeah, of course.
Oh. That's a much bigger Minotaur that was hiding behind that other Minotaur that I started to fight with. That's not going to end well. Probably.
Yeah.
But it's what I'm streaming on the stream, or it should be streaming. Because it's like, something for people to watch while they're listening to us jabber, if there's anybody actually there.
I haven't even bothered to check.
You picked the wrong fight, friend.
Fuck, I should look that up.
You're playing your game,
guess.
I'm playing my game. It is what it is.
Yeah. Nah, yeah. Well, now I'm outside, so I was just playing my little football game, but on my phone. But yes. I can easily check. to see if anybody's posted anything at all. I assume early on somebody usually posts something, if anybody at all. Oh shit! Whoops. Well, there's no delay at all. I don't know who Allison Vaughn is, but they were here for a bit.
Oh,
I'm gonna assume that's a bot. Do you know who Allison Vaughn is?
No.
Okay. Probably a bot. I'm gonna assume they're a bot.
Could be.
Just in case. We'll see if they show up again or not. Yeah, it doesn't have time. It doesn't tell you when they post. Either way, we've probably been, they probably posted it at 2.5 hours ago.
2.5 hours
and we ignored
ago.
them.
Damn. Well, we're very bad at what we do.
Yeah. Yeah, we're just not used to having people actually watch the show. It seems like an absurd concept that anyone at all would ever listen to the show.
On purpose.
Yeah. Yeah. What are you doing wrong that you ended up? You should really think about your life choices. If you somehow found yourself on this fucking stream, listening to this stream.
Can't afford to let up.
Oh yeah, somebody was here, and we totally ignored him.
Yay!
Which is on brand. I feel like that is very on brand for us, too. Nothing malicious about it. But again, like we were just saying, I can't imagine anybody listening to this show on purpose.
No, not on purpose.
Yeah.
Most likely found by accident and regretted it horribly.
Like, hey, these people are making noise I can listen to for a while. I'm going to say hey, and then they're going to ignore me. I'm going to say hey again, and they're going to ignore me again. And then I'm going to go away.
Sounds about right.
That's my theory on what happened with Allison Vaughan. I assume it's still pronounced Vaughn, but it's spelled in that weird way. Vaughan. Anyways, poor Allison. She got ignored by our dumbasses.
Well, we are dumb. That is definitely not something I would disagree with. I actually made short work of the Minotaurs, surprisingly. They didn't really have anything other than just brute force. So, they were pretty easy to fucking murder.
Oh, okay, yeah, it looks like he hops around a lot. He can jump pretty decent distances, it looks like. I assume the video, it's weird because the audio was almost instant when I turned the stream on. Like, it was only a second or two delay. But, like, you're still fighting the Minotaur on stream right now. Oh, there he goes, now he's dead. He literally just keeled over. Yep. On the actual stream video.
He dead. That motherfucker dead.
But that will fit in my bag.
I just saw him jump from a lower spot way up to a higher spot, and then you killed him.
You'd be amazed at how much like people can jump and stuff. It's crazy. Like monsters and stuff will be like across the fucking map and just fucking jump at you out of nowhere. This is the Underdark. Hold
I remember watching my son play. I've still never played Oblivion, but I remember my son playing it, and like the amount of like if you had your acrobatics way up, or I think it was acrobatic, whatever the skill was, but he would like jump, and you're like,
Damn, it's good to be alive.
how the fuck can you jump that far? That's fucking nuts.
Still alive, so that's progress.
Yeah.
Skyrim did not do that. Jump, relatively human distances.
There's a lot of like wacky things you can
When
do
you're
in this.
jumping.
Like anytime you see something, they do not know all the ways to do it.
I'll take that.
Oh yeah, that's another one. If you hold down the Alt button while you're just like in the overworld, it will tell you where their stuff is.
Oh, nice.
It's basically like using your perception
Pretty
in
handy.
Dungeons and Dragons, but it's helpful for picking up like alchemical ingredients, like these little bone cap things that I'm picking up right now. Like I'll use those for making potions and stuff. It doesn't tell you if there's.
Yeah. It sounds like it's similar to the hunter vision in Far Cry Primal.
Yeah.
There was like a hunter vision thing that you could use for a certain length of time, and there was really no reason to not have it. Like it would stay for an amount of time, but there was no cooldown. You know what I mean? So as soon as it kicked off again, you could immediately just turn it back on. There's really no reason to not have it on, because it shows you in, like, you know, like, oh, there's a plant over there that I would have missed if I wasn't in hunter vision. But now I can see it very brightly, so I'm going to go get that.
Or also...
and turn off after like 10, 15 seconds.
Yep. This one is just as long as you're holding the
button down.
The button down, it works, yeah.
That's nice.
But
yeah, the Far Cry Primal one was weird. Like, it seems like it should have some kind of cooldown. You know, you have it for 10, 15 seconds, and you should probably have to wait like 10, 15 seconds for it to turn on again. But you don't. You just fucking tap the same button again, and it stays on for another 10, 15 seconds or whatever.
The difference between that and this is this one, it's like you can keep the button down forever if you want. But it's only within a certain range of your character. So, like, if you're not close enough to your to the thing, your character won't see it. And it's also
Can you turn it? Can you change the settings to where you can just toggle it instead of having to hold the button down?
What do you mean?
You know what I'm saying? So you don't have to hold it down. So you
I
can
don't
just
know.
tap it once and it just stays on.
I never even thought of that.
Instead of having to hold it down.
System of metric,
Oh, yeah.
care, karmic dice.
Right.
Oh, eavesdrop is also fun.
Oh, wow. Just listening in on people's conversations.
You hear it's I don't know if this is connected to it, the option that I'm looking at, but one of the things that you can find is what do you call it? You overhear people's conversations. So if you're sneaking up on somebody, you might hear like the goblins talking about the prisoner in the dungeon or something, and that might give you information on where to look for, you know, whatever it is you're looking for, maybe. Or you could just be like walking through the market and somebody will start mentioning something that you're looking like start talking with their friend about like a an item or something, and you can go talk to those people and learn more. It's crazy. It's crazy how in depth they went into making like just so much stuff. Because it's kind of, you know how like you can kind of do whatever the heck you want in Skyrim. Right?
Right.
You can be good, you can be bad, you can be any race, you can any gender, you can wear whatever kind of armor, use whatever kind of weapons. There's a playthrough where these guys were like, yo, I wonder if we could beat the entire game by just throwing dead, what do you call them? Dead, not dwarves. What are the other ones? They're like dwarves, but they're like not as, they're like the nerdy dwarves.
Like elves?
No, not elves. They're like, also they live in like the caves and they're underground. Like there's dwarves and then there's, it's not pixies, it's oh, I can't think of the term. But essentially they were like, it's usually dwarves, it's not like it matters. I don't know why I'm making it a big thing.
Right.
Basically, they just,
I know
they
what
just
you're
made a character who was strong enough to pick up and throw the dead bodies around. And then they made 3 characters to support that one. And then they just kept that one body, and they'd go around and use it to kill everybody. And this guy would just throw it at everybody to kill them.
Yeah. No, I love when people do that kind of shit. They're like, hey, can I beat Skyrim with just a wooden sword?
But they didn't have to.
Yeah, I love that kind of.
They didn't have to abuse the system or find glitches or break the game in any way to kill everything with the little dwarf. Like
that's funny,
the
dude.
game is so open and so like just you can do anything.
Yeah,
you
so
want
many
to do.
options of what to do.
So many different options, and there's so many little side quests all over the place. Just nutty.
Yeah, it sounds like they really packed everything in. Fucking just anywhere you go, there's like stuff to do.
Yeah, I would say Skyrim has a bigger map. Like your map isn't as big, but you find so many things that you would never notice it if you weren't specifically trying to compare.
Yeah. So yeah, pretty much anywhere you're at, probably all kinds of shit to do in that little area.
Plus, you can play
as opposed to Skyrim,
multiplayer on Baldur's Gate. You can actually do up to 4 people playing the game. Like you would each have your own character to play out of the party, and then you would each do your own combat. And yeah, one of the things that they're looking at is probably either the company that made the game or modders will set it up so that you can build your own Dungeons and Dragons campaigns in the game system.
Yeah, like you can set up all kinds of different rules, that kind of thing.
Where you would literally be able to like go through and make maps and set up enemies and like treasures and characters and write dialogue for them, so that you could set up your own Dungeons and Dragons game that you and your friends could play through as a 4-player team in the game. And use all the game mechanics and not have to do like die rolling and all that other shit.
That's pretty fucking cool.
It would give you a lot of opportunities. You could potentially use it as a dungeon master just to do the combat and stuff. Like there's a lot of things that they're thinking that this is gonna spawn a lot of other things because it's as popular as it is. So there's gonna be a lot of people wanting to do all these crazy things with it. So
yeah. Are they actually connected with Dungeons and Dragons, or is it just they did a lot of shit that makes it easy to do Dungeons and Dragons?
I believe this is connected with Dungeons and Dragons because unlike all the other stuff, this is like a video game that's using a lot of the IP. So like Baldur's Gate and all this other stuff, I think are trademarks of Dungeons and Dragons, so they have to be connected to Wizard of the Coast to get permission to use it all.
Gotcha. Okay.
Like you can't own the rules of a game, but all of their like custom made materials, like you can play through it in a video because you're it's transformative. But as far as like using all that stuff in a video game, it's not really transformative. You're just using their IP. So yeah, I'm pretty sure they're connected to Wizards of the Coast.
I don't think that they are, mostly because Dungeons and Dragons is like an open, I forget what it is, the open source something or other. Essentially, anyone can make a Dungeons and Dragons anything. The only thing that they have any real right to is the stuff that's personally created. So they have a series of monsters and stuff that they own and that you have to get permission for if you're going to use them. We went through this before because there's a lot of people out there who make their own Dungeons and Dragons Kickstarters and stuff and campaigns that you can do. And
it's licensed to Wizards of the Coast.
I beg your pardon?
Baldur's Gate 3 is licensed for
they're
Wizards of the
definitely
Coast, a video game.
That would make sense because it's a video game. But like I said, if you want to make your own kind of thing, you can go for it. Like there are some Dungeons and Dragons campaigns on Kickstarter that go for like $10 million. They make mad money, and Wizards of the Coast doesn't get a cent of that because they're not using any of the copyrighted material because a lot of that stuff isn't copyrighted. It's open source for a reason.
It's transformative enough.
Well, it's not so much that it's transformative. It's that it's meant to be open. It was designed that way. I forget what the open license or whatever it's called, where anyone can do anything with it. That's what it was always designed for. Yeah, the only thing is the only thing that the people who own the game can do is really like the monsters and stuff that they create and the campaigns that they create. That's all theirs, and then they can publish books and stuff. So you can't just like copy everything within a book and say, oh, okay, all these campaigns and stuff there's stuff in there. We went through all this before with the open license controversy because they want essentially Wizards of the Coast was making it so that way they owned pretty much anything that you make that's Dungeons and Dragons related. So essentially every Kickstarter out there now has to pay a certain licensing fee, and it's like it was an insane amount. Like you had to pay like a 30% licensing fee. So if you made if you made $10 million, 30% of that has to go to Wizards of the Coast. Like that's insane.
Yeah, Wizards of the Coast. Really,
Yeah, I thought I remember
really shot
them
themselves
going
in the
after
foot.
shit. Yeah, I thought I remember hearing about them going after shit and being fucking assholes about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think the reason this video game had to be licensed is that they're using assets from Wizards of the Coast's pre-made Dungeons and Dragons games.
Yeah, and they didn't have to do that.
That makes sense. Yeah.
If they hadn't done that, then they probably wouldn't have had to license it. But
my guess is the reason why they did go through that because Wizards of the Coast is also owned by Hasbro. They can negotiate later on for toy deals.
Yeah, makes sense.
Because ultimately they didn't need to do that at all.
Huge.
Yeah, just take out those things that they own, and then you don't have to pay them shit. But they probably did because it's like merchandise. And Wizards seems to think that Dungeons and Dragons is the future for Hasbro, so they're gonna go all in, even though the movie that they didn't do well, the toys they made didn't do well, sales for everything Dungeons and Dragons is in the shitter. Like it's kind of like I know that you think that it's going to be a big deal, Hasbro, but it's kind of not because you guys really shit the bed.
Yeah,
but they're still going in hard, and I'm like, okay, I mean, go for it, I guess.
I think that's one way to play it, I guess.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, anyway, I recommend anybody who hasn't played Baldur's Gate 3 definitely play it. If you like D&D kind of stuff, it is a fucking blast. 60 hours, and I'm not through chapter 1 of 3, so that is...
I've heard nothing but good things about Baldur's Gate.
Okay, well, there are some things that are not good. Like, be really careful. Sometimes spells will not indicate that they're going to hit your companions as well as your opponents. Like, it doesn't make it clear with the UI. But, like, if you go to, like, hit your companion with a sword, it'll highlight your companion and let you know, oh, you're aiming at the wrong dude. But then some of the abilities and stuff, it's like, oh, it's going to hit everybody, and including your friends, but it doesn't tell you. Like, there's no real way to, like, it doesn't highlight anybody to let you know who the people are that are in the target zone. It's just a circle on the ground. But if it highlighted people when they were in the circle, you'd know, like, that they were getting hit. Like, that, there's a little weird, little niggling little details like that. But as far as, like, glitches, I think they've been working most of those out, if they haven't fixed all of them yet. But there will be no DLC, most likely, because Larian just does not do DLC as a policy. And there won't be any sort of, like, add-on stuff to the game and, like, random extra shit that they're going to sell later. There may be a sequel, but there's certainly, you know, I mean, and I would say it's pretty likely that there will be a sequel. But it's very unlikely that it will be a bunch of extra shit added to the first game.
Yeah, they'll just do a new game instead of doing a bunch of, little DLC things for $30 or $40 a pop or whatever.
See, I'm not always
good on them.
I'm not always a fan of DLC, but at the same time, if you have a hit on your hand, like I wouldn't begrudge you if you did do a DLC.
I agree. I feel the same way. I wouldn't begrudge them at all, but it's like a thing where you don't expect it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You never know for sure, but as a policy, you're probably never going to see it from them. But you're probably going to see a sequel. You're probably going to see like a Baldur's Gate 2, Baldur's Gate 3, or Baldur's Gate 4. No. I don't know what it would be at that point. Yeah.
Yeah, like this. The only thing that's shitty is if they do shit that really should be just DLC, but they sell it as a completely fucking separate game. Because there's a lot of companies that'll do that shit. Yeah, it's like hardly anything's different.
It's like Street Fighter.
Probably should have been.
Yeah, it's like Street Fighter. We have like Super Turbo and all that kind of stuff. It's essentially just DLC, but they call it a new game.
Yeah, or like
Yeah, they just added like 3 or 4 new characters, and now it's a completely separate game instead of
or
just being
like
some DLC shit.
Bethesda with the Skyrim and like the 50 different versions of the game they've sold over and over and over.
Yeah, you got the Legendary Edition, you got the
And then the one where they stole all the DLC or stole all the mods, turned it into a DLC, and then sold that for like a bunch of money.
Yeah. The one, the shit that fixes all the game-breaking glitches that they didn't bother to fix themselves.
Yeah.
Here you go. Yeah, DLC.
It just works, don't you know?
Oh man.
Yeah, that's why I'm glad I waited like 6 years before I started playing Skyrim. So all that shit was fixed by the time I fucking played it.
Yeah, I don't know, man. My experience now, I don't know if I ever want to go back to Bethesda, man. Just playing a game that actually works and is really fun. It's like, why would I ever want to go back to Bethesda for any game? Like, I don't give a shit anymore. Like, they can go fuck themselves.
Yeah. Because, that's obviously at this point is built into their fucking business model is, just throw it out there with all the game breaking because the community is going to fix it.
Because there will be so many of them that want to play.
It's a shitty way to do it.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's really a disgusting way to do it.
I mean, it's a great little system.
In my opinion.
We could fix our game, but then others will do it for us for free. So we'll just take what they did because it's our intellectual property. It's like, well, yeah, I guess, but still shitty.
Yep. I think that's why their new game didn't sell as well as they'd hoped.
Well, good. I don't like rewarding that kind of
Fallout
behavior.
in space. Yeah, I forget what they call it.
Oh, this is funny. Dude, I'm in the Ethereum Forge place, which is there's the lava, like a shitload of lava behind it, right? There's little rocks you can go on. I think there's a chest somewhere. But anyways, I did the sprint out to one of the rocks, and my follower just ran into the fucking lava.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just staying in the fucking lava, dude. Oh fuck.
So I used to the Conan Exiles game that I play.
Mm-hmm.
There's an area of the volcano, and it used to be called the Thrall Graveyard because before they made it so thralls couldn't get hurt by lava, your thralls would consistently run and stand in lava and die all the fucking time when you were there. Like, you could not bring them there for anything. Like, they would just immediately fucking run off and stand in a fucking lava river, and you're like, why? Why would you even have that be possible? Like, it was so bad. It was just like, every thrall you took to the volcano always died, no matter what level it was. So you could have made, like, it was bad.
It's like they're saying we choose death over working for you.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, we could keep working for you. All this terrible pay, and barely any pay because they're like slaves.
Shh, they're not slaves. They're unpaid interns.
All right. Fair enough. Good correction.
Yeah, thrall. Sounds way better to call them thrall.
Yeah, they're definitely slaves. Yeah, they used thrall because they were like, if we call them slaves, because that's what they are, we're going to get in a lot of trouble, so they're going to be called thralls.
Yeah.
There you go.
So thralls are essentially fucking just mind-controlled slaves. Generally.
Yeah.
Stockholm Syndrome slaves. I don't know. It's like, you ask them, how's the healthcare plan? Well, if you ever get sick, we have a nice volcano you can go to. It's very therapeutic.
Oh, yeah. Warms you up.
You will very quickly be feeling no pain anymore.
Oh yeah. All your symptoms will be gone. Yeah. It's a wonderful little thing. If people have to stop and wonder if you're being serious. It's like, I'm being deadly serious.
I wish I wasn't, but I totally am.
Oh, well, we've reached that time, gentlemen.
All right.
3 hours in, it is time to roll out.
All right.
All right.
Speaking of rolling out,
nobody.
real quick before you go, since we start saying rolling out, a little Transformer story. There is a fan poll that people can go into, and they can vote for a line that someone can say in the movie. It can be anything silly. You can put in a suggestion. Number one poll in the last Transformer movie was to have Optimus Prime say, "I'm turning into a truck now." Number one poll. Number one. It was like millions of people all around there say we want that. Obviously, it didn't make it into the movie, even though clearly he wanted it. So
Turning into a truck now.
I'm turning into
That's
a truck
funny,
now.
dude.
That would have been
Yeah, no, I
better
wanted
than the
to say the
fucking
most basic
dialogue in
shit.
this movie. That was the most recent one.
Oh, it was a terrible movie. I don't know, but yeah, I turn into a truck now. It's like, yeah,
Yeah. I know Autobots roll out sounds really cool, but it'd be really funny if he just says, "I'm going to turn into a truck." Fucking funny,
I
dude.
want him to throw out the old McLean line. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. I want that one.
maybe.
They did never
All
put
right.
it in because it says fucker, and they want it to be kid friendly. So, but it would be funny as fuck.
I don't know, man. After seeing that movie, I would not say it was a kid friendly movie. I wouldn't want to take a kid to it. It's not that good.
No, but they'll try to claim it is. Like, it's PG-13, I think.
Yeah, they can call it whatever they want. I don't think. If I had kids, I wouldn't take them to it.
Hot
Heck,
garbage.
I wouldn't even take.
I
wouldn't even take it to all the other Transformer movies. They're so bad. Anyway, sorry. We're rambling. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's